Mr. Tim Tim. Whoa there. As the ranger skips through the forest, he finds his flow state. Diet and repetition. Where'd he go to problem solve? Where'd he go to clean your mind? If I make it away from my phone, what kind of world will I find? This is deeper than that. I'm programmed by thought, programmed by hate, programmed to consume. God, material therapy. I can't love this shit no more. I promised my words would serve confidence. Syllable skip, serve it up. This is lyrical astonishment. My grandpap was selected bred from a Mandingo. Zach Taylor from Power Rangers is one of my heroes. Shout out to Jet Jackson, Static Shock, Blank Man. Nigga, Michael Jackson came before Rayman. I'm in the underground shining through your Ray-Bans. Why you looking up? And I'm focused on the foundation. They talk about money like it's 8'10". I'm 5'9", heavy hitter content on your timeline. Busting through the game like John Randall and 9'9". My perception don't come finite. I'm young Martin, but I mean like the Black Knight. Yeah, yo, but I'm the black ranger. Klepto, what up to Neil? Yeah. Don't need everything you want. I want it all, man. I'm about making these moves. I want it all, man. You mean the house by the lake? I want it all, man. I want it all, man. Don't need everything you want. I want it all, man. I'm about making these moves. I want it all, man. You mean the house by the lake? I want it all, man. I want it all, man. Yeah. I want it all. Peekaboo, I'm trying to see myself as valuable. Thought I was doing hip-hop. My homies looked at me and said, you doing service level. Project out now, it's time to rearrange the cues. I'm marking more spots like W's. Yeah, watch me do the work, man. Pay attention, one of my favorite legends said that. Bruh, how we did that. Real flows, right goals. Can't be polished if you got these loose hands coming through the peephole. Did you hear Nas on Echo? I stopped rapping after Royce struck that field Negro. These words are real, I know. They say you got flows, but they want that feel, I know. Jordan's in your one, you can't even handle those. Check the key, I'm rapping in soprano to baritone. Thought you put the elements together, cause I want it all. Don't need everything you want. I want it all, man. I'm about making these moves. I want it all, man. You mean the house by the lake? I want it all, man. I want it all, man. Don't need everything you want. I want it all, man. I'm about making these moves. I want it all, man. You mean the house by the lake? I want it all, man. I want it all, man. I want it, I want it, I want it, I want it, every go. I want it, I want it. You know I gets down and sometimes I likes the boogie. Go for that girl, you think you ain't getting that. Maybe some preparation got me guessing, placing bets. Ranger in the forest like my habitat. I'm sprinting, hopping in cold lakes and my camelback. Moonwalking, wool socks, bacon grease, pan frying salmon backs. Don't leave your hands tied if you just think it's those second thoughts that's holding you back. I want it all, I want it all, I want it all. Like I took the blue candy out the assortment pack. Left you with lemons in your Starburst pack. I want it all, I want it all. I clean the flats like the village cat. Take the marshmallows out your Lucky Charms. Bruh, she know fat beats but still got the hairy arms. She waved the Palo Santo till the spirit's gone. Zen state, home vibes, put me in scenes like Nikon. Hoping my luck tips the pylon. Scammy nominations, they all say Dylon. Dylon, 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 Dylon. Icon. Yeah, it's like, I want it, yeah. I want it, yeah, I want it, yeah, I want it, yeah, but I don't need it. Yo, yeah. you can't handle this. I'm where you wanna be, non-stop, evolve out the pain like symmetry. Duck feet, keep the sandals full. Mama told me write down what you wanna be. How can you not see ideas go quantumly? The mission should be foraging. Tommy HG to LOC to INC. Silence a nigga, keep it PC. Set the smile to black and friendly. Yeah, and I'm cheesing. And I'm smiling. If I was in this for the money, I would've quit a long time ago. Ground level, no time to stare at potential. Who gonna lay the blueprint? We need a propeller that's not a nuisance. My therapy is when slot get the looping.
Why, hello everybody. Welcome. Doing another one. We were here on Saturday. We had a really good episode on Saturday. We're doing another one Monday. I'm thinking about Saturday, Monday show. Still trying to iron everything out, but we'll go from here. So let me set everything up. Flood, what is going on? How are you? Bouncing around, we are fucking live. 256-251-3645. The doctor's in. You doing alright? Well, it's better than bad. Better than bad. I'm in the same boat. Doing alright. Saturday was a lot of fun. I got a lot of positive reception from it. I was expecting to be called misogynistic. I was expecting to get some flack, some heat, lose some followers. Actually lose some peers because of it. Did a long run of Risk of Rain. Got so fast and flashy, it made me nauseous. I've only seen that game, I have not played it. I have to shout out Turtle Plays, Van Kelsing, even though Van Kelsing was a follower at one point in time. Unfollowed, followed again. Ace and Deuce. Shout out to the 3 followers that jumped right on board yesterday. A couple hours after the VOD hit. Appreciate it. Lost 1, gained 3. Let me turn this down a little smidge. That should be good enough. I can barely hear it. So originally the title for tonight, it was gonna be is your woman too masculine? And we're gonna talk about all of the things behind feminism, because feminism isn't feminism, and it's been spun so far out of control. Feminism, when feminism first came out, wasn't even feminism. It was, this is all fucking planned. This is all planned. It's all planned and designed to just divide and conquer. But I switched that up, and would she rather? I feel that we can go back into what's that dumb woman's name? Courtney Ryan. And see one of her masterpieces. Dude, she has like fucking almost 500 videos on YouTube, and it's just chocked full of delusion. It's amazing. Excuse me, fucking pig. Load it up, start it up. I gotta get my soundboard. My soundboard lives on my Discord. Or lives on Discord. Ugh.
Stupid woman.
Alright. Courtney Ryan, stupid woman. I have so many little windows open. It's insanity. I have one monitor. This is like, this monitor right here is clear. My one above me has OBS, and then the one to my left has every fucking window open in it. And I was tempted to put a fourth one up, but I cannot fit a fourth one. Because I have 3 monitors right here for my Alienware, my iMac, and then a second display for the iMac, which I actually just got. It's a LG Ultrafine 4K monitor. It's not great. Not great.
Stop the cap.
Good. All right. I have not seen this video at all. Saturday's video, I did skim through and kind of watch a little bit of it. Probably about half of it. So it gave me an idea, a sense of what was going to happen, what I was going to do. You have a couple LG One, an ultra wide. Nice. Yeah, I used to have a Thunderbolt display, and then that was no longer compatible with my current iMac. And so I just had my Thunderbolt display sitting next to my iMac on my desk because I was using the USB ports. But this LG One, man, fucking, it has like 6 USB-C ports, and that's it. So I had to get like an Apple USB-C cable, because only the Apple ones transfer like 100 watts or whatever, 100 volts or some shit. It's powered and it's bi-directional, so. Apple, a bunch of bastards, but it works and it looks good. And I have a second one. I actually just threw it up on eBay tonight. But yeah, no, they're not bad. I mean, I put on 4K video with it, and it didn't look bad at all. It looked pretty good. But it's sitting right next to my iMac, and my iMac is a 5K display. So it's like, hey, it looks better on the, it looks better on the other screen. So this one is, which guy would women choose? I could tell you right away which one they would choose is they would choose the man that is completely out of their league. That is who. We have a bunch of 4s running around acting like they're 10s. That's nothing new. I think it's funny. I think it's real funny that women rate themselves very, very generously, and then they rate other women super low, and then they're fucking absolutely brutal when it comes to men. But men, if men rated each other, which they don't do, but if men rated each other, they would be like, I don't know, everyone's a 5, I don't care, because it really doesn't matter. It's like that nonchalant, like, I really don't give a fuck. kind of mentality with it. Why would you waste your time fucking rating dudes as a dude? Like, no. I'm better spent judging women. I wish I had more sounds. I wish I had a bigger soundboard. I'm in the market for maybe one of those Steam Decks. Not sure. I did try software, and every soundboard software, it's all fucking bloatware. And it's all like malicious and terrible. Alright. Courtney Ryan, this dog-eyed real estate agent. Let's crack it open.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Courtney Ryan, and today we're playing a little game with a group of girls called Would You Rather. So what I do, I give them guy number 1 and guy number 2, and each guy comes with some baggage or some things going on, and they have to choose which guy that they would rather date. So no more to say, let's get into it and see which guy the girls pick. So the first one here is guy number 1, who is 6'2" and doesn't work out or take care of himself at all. Or guy number 2, who is 5'5" and is in great shape.
Oh, jeez.
Of course, what they're gonna pick the guy that's 6'2", because it doesn't matter. They just want a tall guy. You can use it free for quite a while too. Fucking right. Awesome. I'm gonna try that out. And when it comes to like trials and paywalls and shit like that, I've been looking into ghost cards, making ghost cards online. But I don't know. That's just a I think it's free until you open it 50 times or something. Well, I'll just leave it open all the time. I'll open it once and just leave it open. That's fine, because that's easy to like. It's essentially every 50 times I stream, which would be like every 5 months, maybe more, maybe less, I don't know. Alright, so the first would you rather is, would you rather have a guy that is 6'2" and doesn't work out, or 5'5" and is fucking ripped? That's a difficult one for women, because they rely on stature of a man. I eventually paid for it because I like it. Okay. Word. Women rely on stature of a man, because it's not about the man that they're dating, it's about what the women that they know think about the man that she's dating, no matter what. So as long as she can show him off in front of her friends, which is a whole fucking thing. Well, we can get into that. That's like a whole fucking thing. I would say that they're gonna go for the guy that's 6'2" and doesn't work out. Because he can be gross, but he's tall. It doesn't matter, he's tall. Because she does not want to be ridiculed. She doesn't want to be ridiculed by her friends for dating a short guy, because apparently that's a fucking death sentence between women, or among women. I don't get it. Men generally like shorter women. I mean, all men pretty much like shorter women, unless they have like a fetish. But if it comes to like a taller woman, it all depends on if a man would date a taller woman or not. I think that when you boil it down, honestly, it really doesn't matter. She's banging, and she's awesome and does all the great woman things. I really don't care how tall she is. She could be 6 feet tall. She could be 6'9". She could be 69. 69 in me. Gross.
That is tough.
You're peeking.
It's not easy to change people and their habits. I think a lot of women also typically look for that like 6 foot tall guy. For me, I'm about 6 foot myself, so 5'5" is really pushing it for me. But I think I'd rather have someone with better habits, so 5'5",
Okay.
and takes care of themselves.
Stop the cap.
I would choose.
All
guy
right,
number
first person. Oh,
Okay. And how
first person. She was obviously fucking lying. Obviously lying. She says a man that is 5'5" is pushing it. She's like 6 feet fucking tall. So she would lie and say that a guy that is in better shape she would prefer. My question for her is, why don't you stand up? Let's get a look at you. Let's see how in shape you are. Because I beg to differ if she is in good shape. Because if she's a little doughy, a little soft, you know she's taking the 6'2" guy that doesn't work out. One thing that I've noticed in my life in the dating game and in my life, women who are very small, like very small women, like 4'11", 4'10", they go after the biggest guys that they can find. Like, they'll fucking be with a guy that's like 6'6" and like built like a fucking linebacker. It's very obvious, and it's never called out. It's very obvious that she's overcompensating for her being short, and she's very insecure about it, and so she compensates by dating a really big fucking tall idiot dude. Doesn't matter what he looks like, the bigger the better. Height-wise. Come on. We have Jennifer from New Jersey. Jennifer.
how tall are you?
I'm 5'3".
Okay, so he's still taller than you.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm gonna go guy number 2.
Guy number 2. Okay.
I don't even know what
I'm 5.
that idiot said.
Okay, so
3.
Someone with better habits, so 5'5".
Yeah, let's see your
Okay,
fucking
takes care of
habits.
themselves.
I would choose
Marla.
guy number 2.
okay, and how tall are you?
I'm 5'3".
Okay, so he's still taller than you.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm gonna go.
Do you see that? Yeah, a little bit.
Stop the cap.
Because girl number 2 is fucking lying too. Girl number 2 is fucking lying. That's okay. He's 2 inches taller than her, but that's not enough. He should be taller. He needs to be taller. So that's his fault. That's that dude's fault that he's 5'5". Come on. Anna, the bartender at the dive bar.
Go guy number 2.
Guy number 2. Okay.
Bullshit.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'7", almost 5'8".
Okay, so
Stop
he's
the
shorter
cap.
than you.
Yeah.
But you still would prioritize a guy who is healthy, takes care of himself, is in good shape, versus the tall guy who does not work out.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right?
You're gonna hate this answer. They're not even big for me. Height's not big for me, and also like I go through fit phases.
Was your girlfriend? Woof.
I subbed that one out. I had to have that. I had to have that for moments like this.
Was your girlfriend? Woof.
This is Buzz's girlfriend. I don't think she should be picky at all.
And then I go through unfit phases. So a guy who's like,
Wait, she goes through fit phases and unfit phases in guys that she goes out with, or her herself? Because I would say that she's in the middle of an unfit phase. Or I would say that she's unfit. She is unfit to date a fit person. That's a good one.
2 on top of his fitness is low-key intimidating to me.
Okay.
So yeah, someone who's in shape is very intimidating to you because we can see that you're a teacher or something. You work in an office. You do a lot of sitting. And I can see by the knuckles you do a lot of snacking. A lot of ordering out.
I like how you're explaining it though.
Yeah.
You're not explaining
I
it.
don't know. I don't
You
know if I
had to
have,
choose.
if I had to choose. I'm picking height and fitness, right? Because one's really fit and one's tall.
Yes.
Ninja, what's going
If I'm
on?
choosing between height and fitness, I think I would choose. I think I'd choose height, which is weird because I'm really not a height person.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'3".
Okay, so I guess the 5'5" would still be taller than you.
5'5" still taller than me. That's why I'm kind of like. That's why it's normally not a big difference because they're both taller than me.
That is a tough one.
Yikes.
Was your girlfriend. Woof.
Okay, so the dog of the bunch she's probably the most honest right now. She's gonna pick the tall guy. Ninja, how are you tonight? Hope you're having a good night. We're watching yet another video by the delusional Courtney Ryan. And she's asking women, would you rather? And right now the question is, would you rather, number one, date a guy who's 6'2" and does not work out and is not in shape? Or two, date a guy who's 5'5" and in very good shape? So far, all these women except for the porker has said that they would date the 5'5" guy who is in very good shape. And they're all fucking lying. Doing well, thanks. Hope you are too. Yeah, I am. I'm doing pretty well. Doing better now. And I did see the Tank Davis Pacquiao thing. It had to have been fucking someone trying to fucking troll people, and they trolled me. They got me. Because there's no way in fucking hell Pacquiao would be able to land a fight with Tank, and Tank wouldn't risk having a fight without something on the line or it being a huge pay-per-view, because Pacquiao cannot bring in what he used to. He's a stepping stone, like we said before. Dude's a fucking stepping stone. I don't know, it's the two best fighters in the game right now when it comes to boxers. Two best in the game right now: Gervonta Tank Davis, Terrence Crawford. Easy.
I mean, they're both, I get it, because it's hard to work out. I don't work out, so I feel like I can't be like, he's gotta be in shape. But also, it's important to take care of yourself in like other ways too. Besides working out. That doesn't necessarily mean.
I'd say like what?
That could be.
Well, like what? Take care of yourself in other ways. Like what? How? You tell me. Because you probably paid way too much for that shitty fucking 90s jacket you're wearing. And a ribbed shirt. Oh. What is it, 1998? Come on. They don't even say how old they are. Did she say how old she was? Because she looks like she's in her mid to late 30s. Ugh. Oh god, that's great. That's fantastic. Inoue. Yes, Inoue is an amazing, the monster, the fucking monster. He's amazing. But Inoue he's the last time he fought was early this year. And then before that, he took another pause. He's got the kids things going. I wish Inoue was bigger. Maybe he could fight Tank. Yeah, I wish Inoue was bigger here too. I know that Inoue had a baby at the end of last year, another one with his wife. So he's been doing like the family thing, but no, Inyu was amazing. Inyu was amazing. I completely forgot about him. But yeah, he's in there. He's in there.
It's hard. It's hard to work out. I don't work out.
It's not
so
hard
I
to work
can't
out.
Feel like I can't be like, he's gotta be in shape. But also, it's important to take care of yourself in like other ways too. You know, besides working out. That doesn't necessarily mean, oh, I go to the gym every day. You know, that could be, I eat good or I try. You know, probably 5'5", the 5'5" and the guy who takes care of himself. I think, and that would motivate me too a little bit to.
Get your act together.
Yeah, to also
Cool.
like, hey, go to the gym with me. I'm like, oh,
Brutal.
cool, I got a gym buddy
The
now,
woman
'cause
behind
I
the
don't-
camera.
so,
Get
yeah,
your
I think I
act
would go
together.
Okay, and
Get
how
your
tall
fucking
are you?
shit together.
I am 5'2.5".
Okay, so he's still taller than you.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I guess at the point in my life, I would pick someone who had to be aligned with my goals. So I would go with the 5'5" guy who's in shape.
Okay, and how tall are you again?
5 foot on a good day.
Okay, so he's still much taller than you.
Oh yeah, pretty much everybody's taller than I am, so that's
Perfect.
really not an issue.
5 inches isn't. Oh, well, he's much taller than you. 5 inches taller is not much. Still taller. She said 5'5" on a good day, so like 4'11 ish. We got our ad break. Our ad break. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, I wish Anua was a little bigger. He could fight Tank for sure, definitely. But Tank could always... Tank is just that fucking good. He can go down. Because not many people have seen Tank whenever he's not boxing. Whenever Tank's not boxing, that dude's like fucking like 150, 160. Like he's a little fat boy. He gets fat. This girl would take the 5'5" guy. She is 5 foot on a good day, whatever the hell that means. Delusions.
The guy that is 5'5" and
5'5"?
takes care of himself.
Okay, so you prioritize a guy taking care of himself, being in shape,
Yes.
versus how tall he is.
Yeah, I mean, I do only because
Stop the
I
cap.
like take.
Because you lying.
So, like, I need somebody that's motivated as well.
Okay, on your wavelength.
Oh yeah, because you're so
Next
motivated,
one
right?
is guy
On your
number 1
wavelength.
who is an 8 and is divorced with
Okay, would you rather choose guy 1, who is an 8, I guess out of 10, and is divorced with 2 kids, or guy 2, who is a 5 and has never been in a relationship? Women love a man with baggage. Women love a man with baggage. I bet they would pick the first one, because even though guy number 2 would be the better option, no woman wants to teach a man how to be in a relationship. And that could often be confused with he doesn't know how to have sex with anyone. Just because you've never been in a relationship doesn't mean you don't know how to fuck. Guy number 2 would be the better option. Women love drama. I'm betting on guy number 1 because they would take the route of vanity and take the baggage that comes with that than someone who looks normal. Because you know what? 5 out of 10, that's just a normal looking person. That's like you look at a typical blonde girl. She's a 5. There's nothing special about her. Cool. You're very neutral. You're not like, ugh, she's a 5. Get out of my face. No, it's like, okay, there's nothing special about her, but there's nothing wrong with her.
2 kids, or guy number 2 who is a 5 and has never been in a relationship.
I'm gonna go guy number 1. I try not to judge people for their past. I think everyone kind of goes through their own stuff.
Right, but you are very hypocritical in saying that I don't judge a guy from his past. Cool, but you do judge a guy based on his looks. And that's natural. I'm not going to knock you too much for that. But you saying that you don't judge a guy because of his past, that's bold. That's very bold. Because he could be a fucking felon. A serial sex-having man. And you won't judge him because of his past? I don't know about that. I think you're lying. Or you just don't care, and you take home the guys that you bartend to on the weekends, because that's most likely what happens. You like trashy guys, because you look kind of trashy.
And I don't think a divorce makes you a bad person.
Okay.
So, guy number 1.
Wait, whoa. You're forgetting the 2 kids. Oh, well, it's not about them. It's about her. Okay, fair enough.
Being a stepmom, all right.
Being a stepmom. Yeah,
There's nothing wrong.
You saw that face. That face said, I'm not being a fucking stepmom. I'm not even going to be a real mom. And then we have her. I forget. Fucking Darlene or some shit.
Was your girlfriend. Woof.
With having kids, and nothing wrong with like having, a history. I, however, don't even know if I want to have kids. I think I do, but I don't know that for sure. And if I was getting in a relationship with someone, I would have to treat a man with kids much more seriously than I would treat a man who doesn't have kids.
Stop the cap.
And so you'd have to be, what is he, an 8? He's an 8? Yeah. And what's the other one? Fuck. An 8's pretty good.
Was your girlfriend.
I probably would, if he's a 5 and he doesn't have kids and that's the only benefit of him, I'm probably not going to go for him. So I'd probably actually go for the 8, but I would take it real slow.
I would choose guy number 1 who's divorced with 2 kids.
Of course you would, because you are probably divorced with 2 kids.
Ooh, those are good. Okay, so in my head, I love children, but
Stop the cap.
I am not ready to be a mom. At this point in my life, I am not ready to be a mom. Or a motherly figure to anybody.
Being 37 years old?
Oh, but he's never been in a relationship though, so he's like new too. So he like doesn't know. Oh, these are good questions, sorry. I think I would, honestly, I think I would go with the guy who does have 2 kids. I actually really do. Even though I personally am not ready, I think I don't want to have the responsibility of almost like teaching somebody what it's like to be in a relationship.
Got it.
But you would rather have the responsibility of teaching a human how to life. It's fucking lying, dude. No, they're not lying. They would take the guy who's better looking with all this baggage. She just doesn't want to be with a 5. And I mean, I'm looking at her. I think she's a 5. There's nothing special about her. She's not ugly, but she's not hot. She's meh. I wouldn't look twice. That's the thing though, if it was between her, who is a 5, who has never been in a relationship, or a super sexy woman who has 2 kids, I'm choosing the 5. I'm fucking running from the sexy girl with 2 kids, because that could be me. She could have 3 kids on the hunt for a new baby daddy. 5 all day. It's strange. It's interesting that I don't want to speak for everyone. If anyone else wants to chime in, what would you rather have? Would you rather have number 1, a woman who's an 8 with 2 kids, divorced, or 2, a woman who's a 5 that's never been in a relationship. I'd rather be in a fucking... I'd rather teach a woman what it's like to be in a relationship, because 1, I can correct all my mistakes that I've done previously in all my past relationships, and 2, it would be a lot easier to fucking just not have that expectation. It's hard. That's the thing. I'm not taking on anyone's kids. They have to be my kids. If they're not my kids, I ain't taking care of them. Depends on the person. I think that they're not even putting context behind what kind of person it is. They're just like simply like, would you rather have a hot guy who has kids or an average guy that hasn't been in a relationship? And they're like, oh, the hot guy. Because they can show him off to their friends and be like, look, I'm so much better than you. I have this hot guy. I locked him down. But they won't ever say, well, he has 2 kids and I'm taking care of them. Because they would never put themselves in that position. They would not take care of the kids. They would be like, well, isn't that your baby mama's job? Why aren't you just going out with me and spending money on me and have a good time with me, because it's all about me? And it's like, ugh, come on.
And I guess that sounds kind of me. It's not, if you've never been in a relationship, no judgment. I feel like I would have to take on, and that's me making an assumption, but I feel like I would have to take on more of a, like, we have to do this. You have to be a certain way or act a certain way.
Yeah, I guess they're both kind of scary in different ways, because
They
it's like
are.
the kids is like, okay, that's a whole big responsibility that comes along with it,
Right.
in a different way than the relationship thing.
Yeah, and I also think like I do want to be a mom with kids one day. That is absolutely one of my biggest goals. But I just right now in my life, it would just be really hard for me to get over that
Brutal, Flood.
barrier,
Brutal.
I guess, of like, oh crap, like I would be almost a motherly figure in a way, and that does.
You
scare
raised a
me
kid
a
from
bit.
age 2 already?
But I think just given the 2, I think I would go with the guy who has 2 kids. I think I would. Yeah.
Ooh, okay. I think 8 and has 2 kids. While I'd want my own kids, I think I could be a stepmom. But for me, the real big differentiator has never been in a relationship before.
I'm gonna go with the 8 and the 2 kids.
Okay, what's your reasoning there?
Why have you not been in a relationship?
Okay, so you're concerned.
The guy, yeah.
Okay.
Why has he not been in a relationship?
Some questions for her. Right, fire right back. Well, how many guys have you been with? Long, awkward pause. She'll dodge that question. Well, how come you haven't been in a long-term relationship for 10 years? Long pause. Dodges the question. She goes to the bathroom, disappears. Date over. 21 now. Wow. So you flip it back on her, and that fucking nervous smile turns into scrambling. Make a woman scramble. And then the fucking truth starts coming out. Or a bunch of lies.
That's tough. I would probably go with guy number 2.
So would you not want to be with a guy who had already been in a marriage and had to, like, are you not feeling the stepmom thing right now?
I'm not against it. I mean, I'm at a point in life where you have to accept that people are going to have kids.
Mm-hmm. You shouldn't have to. She's already
emotional damage.
Yeah. She's already been through the fucking ringer. So you look at her and you're like, yeah, you've been through a lot. You look like you've been through hell. So there's probably a lot of issues there. I will never accept the fact that, oh, well, everyone just has kids. so I'm just gonna have to date a woman or be with a woman who has somebody else's kids. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because if she has kids and she's fucking running around looking for a new baby daddy, she's gonna do... History repeats itself, man. History repeats itself. If she loved a man enough to have kids with him, why didn't she make it work? Why didn't she think things through? Why didn't she do this, that, or the third? I mean, she had options. Nobody made her, nobody forced her to have children.
That comes with the package, but if I had the option, I would probably go with the 5.
Next one is guy number 1 who makes $150,000 and he's a plumber, or guy number 2 who makes $120,000 and he's a lawyer.
Oh, we were talking about that. We were talking about that on Saturday. We were absolutely talking about that on Saturday. On Saturday, we were talking about fucking dude that I know that lives a couple of doors down from my parents. He's a fucking plumber and he makes crazy money. But that's the thing. Okay, when I'm looking at guy 1 who makes $150K and he's a plumber. Or guy number 2 who makes $120K and he's a lawyer. You already know that it's all about stature with these women. These women are very superficial, very shallow, very vapid, and
stupid woman.
Very stupid. They're gonna choose the guy who's a fucking lawyer so they can show him off to their friends, not realizing that the guy who's a plumber is probably way more down to earth. He has that work ethic, and as a plumber, like, there's more job security as a plumber than a fucking lawyer. Believe that. Plumber, exactly. There's more job security as a plumber than a lawyer. Because a lawyer isn't, if a water heater blows up, or the toilet backs up, or the sink fucking falls off the wall, a lawyer's not gonna know what to do. He's gonna fucking scramble and he's gonna be like, oh, I need to call somebody to fix this. Oh. But the fucking plumber, like, that's a real ass dude. So the plumber is gonna be handy and he's gonna fix that shit. Save that money. He's gonna be way smarter with his money.
Last year, I made $403,919
No, you didn't.
using e-farming.
E-farming.
I would probably
Nice.
choose guy number 2, who's the lawyer, because
Of
for my
course.
education, I would have more in common.
For your education. When I was in high school, I didn't learn anything about law. And I'm sure that's where this woman's education ended.
Conversationally with that individual.
Got it. Okay. So more like alike than you would be maybe.
I'm gonna take it back again. There's lying, and then there's complete fucking delusional, you're lying to me, and I know you're lying more than you know that you're lying. And I think that's one of these instances. Last year I made $48 mining crypto. Pick me. The guy, yeah, the guy who made $48 mining crypto? Or the guy that stole $48 worth of cigarettes from the store?
Guy number 2, who's the lawyer, because for my education, I would have more in common conversationally with that individual.
I would have more in common conversationally. Oh, really? So a lawyer is more your speed when it comes to intellectual conversations. But that really sounds like you have a Wisconsin accent, like real thick, real deep in Wisconsin. Maybe Minnesota. And you're that tan.
Now I ain't saying she a gold digger.
Right. The lawyer makes less. Plumber makes more, and he has more life skills. He has more skill. He's gonna be on more of a real world level. The plumber is going to be the more interesting person. The lawyer is there's gonna be a superficial side to the lawyer. He's not gonna be a very deep person. He might be an intellectual in terms of education, but what about the other 99% of the time when you're living with someone or you're with someone in the real fucking world? Like the lawyer knows law. I'm sure the plumber knows how to have a good fucking time and relax. The lawyer, he probably does too. Just different worlds. She's not smart. That's what I'm trying to get at. She is not smart enough to make a statement as bold as, well, I need someone on my educational level, so we'll have more in common because of my education. You're like, well, that's a question. You just asked a question. No, I didn't.
Got it. Okay. So more like alike than you would be maybe with the plumber.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, weird answer for me again. $150,000 in plumber. I really, really have a passion for doing home projects, and plumbing is my weak point.
All right,
so
the
having
missing
someone to fill
puzzle
the gap.
piece. All right.
Yes, that would be good.
It's great to have a handyman.
The money's not that different. So it's literally lawyer or plumber.
Buzz your
See, to me, if you're a plumber, you're
Woof.
down to earth. You can fix all my shit. That's nice. If you're a lawyer, you're gonna win in the arguments that we have. Do I want to deal with that? I don't know if I want to deal with that.
Yes. That is a red flag. So she's picking somebody based on being able to win arguments against them, whether she's wrong or not. Woof.
This is funny because this is getting at like how much I want to be like a similar intelligence to who I'm dating, and I feel like I'm constantly going to convince myself that I'm not smart enough for this lawyer. But plumber,
Yeah, you're probably not. You're probably not smart enough for a lawyer. A plumber might find her in a clog. Yeah. Yeah. I'd be interested in asking her, well, what do you offer? What can you offer a man? What can you offer a man? And what does longevity look like to you? What does your mother look like? Because that's always been a thing in the back of my mind is, well, what does your mom look like? Because that's very foretelling. Blumpkins, yeah, probably. Her mother's probably very similar to her. Probably 50, 60 pounds heavier. Her hair's probably fried out. Looks the same. Looks the same as hers, but fried out. Gross. A lawyer is going to look at her and be like, nope.
I'm just like, we
We're
come from the
chilling.
same people. Yeah, we're chilling.
Her mom didn't get better at
There's a lot of
50.
auto workers
She's
in
not
my
going to
family,
get
so I
better
would
at
say
50.
I kind of want to, I'm leaning plumber.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to wait around for someone to come fix your stuff.
I
That's nice.
wouldn't. He could fix everything. I'm so not interested in. I always think I'm interested in solving those problems on my own, and I'm not. I want
No.
someone else to do them.
Not a Home Depot girly.
No, I would love to be. I'm really not.
The lawyer.
Okay, what's your reasoning there?
Stature.
The income.
Well,
What do you mean the income?
But he has more stable income, I guess.
Bullshit. I call complete and utter bullshit on that.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. You're an idiot. You're picking the lawyer, and then you back it up with, well, the income and stable work. It's like, no. The income with a plumber. Stable work. You want to talk about stable work? Plumber. Because not everyone needs a fucking lawyer. Everyone needs a plumber. Something goes wrong with the plumbing in your house, that's like, I need to call right now. You're not getting locked up all the time saying, I need a fucking lawyer right now. No, you need a lawyer when you need a lawyer, but you need a plumber more often than you would need a lawyer. Hands down. And when you need a plumber, it's more urgent. It's way more urgent.
I don't know. I just wait. What is he making again?
One
Stature.
And then the plumber's making.
You want a guy to show off to all your fucking ugly friends. Or you know what? No. You want a guy to show off to all your hot friends because I know what girl you are in the friend group.
150.
Okay.
But is it the
It's
is
just
it
like
the title?
Yeah, the title, I guess. Like
Okay.
his job. He
Stature.
probably has more of an exciting career. More to come home and talk about.
I guarantee he doesn't.
They both. That's great.
Because most fucking lawyers aren't lawyers taking cases like Law and Order SVU. Most lawyers are taking fucking petty, like, some petty bullshit cases, DUIs, small crime, shit like that. It's pretty mundane and boring. Like, yeah, fucking, and it all depends too. Are they a prosecuting lawyer or are they a defense attorney? What kind of lawyer they are. Every time I've needed a lawyer, it felt pretty urgent. Yeah, but you know how slow the court system and justice system move. That's one thing that I didn't say. The justice system and court system moves at a snail's pace. But when your fucking toilet is fucking throwing up sewage into your fucking bathroom, that's way more urgent. That's way more urgent. I think they're two different senses of urgency, too. So it's hard to justify either or. But
Right. Okay, so
I'd rather wait on a lawyer than wait on a
the
plumber.
plumber would be nice because they're very like handsy, you know, like they could like fix stuff around the house. A lawyer's also nice, very admirable profession, absolutely.
Admirable.
For me, I feel like with a lawyer, you would just you couldn't win an argument. Like you would just you would just be really good. You would just be really good at arguing with you, and I don't know if I can handle that. I think I would just get too. Ooh,
Not every lawyer is good at arguing.
Like that, yeah. The plumber.
The plumber?
Like that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
I would.
arguing with your girlfriend, wife is much different than arguing in a court of law. When you're arguing in a court of law, you are able to use manipulation tactics. You're able to very carefully analyze what people say and then trip them up and then repeat it back to them and then be like, well, I didn't mean it that way. You're tricking people. You're manipulating them. Arguing with women is never logical. You take logic, you take rationality, and you throw it out the fucking window. You can't do that in a court of law. In a court of law, it's very factual. So he's gonna argue with you like a man. So very rational, very logical, and very to the point. You're gonna argue with him solely off of emotion. So all that fucking everything a lawyer could do is out the fucking window. Unless he's really good at manipulating you, and you'll eventually build up a resentment for that. That doesn't end well.
I would go with the plumber for sure.
Okay. Is there a reason why you picked that one?
I have been with people who have been in those types of jobs, and I've just found that men who work hard in that way are usually more my type, and they're a lot more handy around the house. So, you know, if there's an issue, they'll fix your toilet.
There you go. Nice blue collar man. Can't go wrong.
Right.
That's a good question. Probably lawyer, only because I feel like that's like a career field that I could maybe relate more to. And
Really? Because you look like you hang around a bunch of fucking toilets. You look like you hang around the fucking slums. I'm thinking a plumber would be more your speed. There would be more relatability there. Because you guys are both dealing with literal pieces of shit. With all of your baggage and his job.
And so I feel like we might have more in common.
Okay.
Oh yeah, more in common. Fucking little hood rat. The little hood rat is gonna have more in common with a lawyer than a plumber.
Stop the cap.
So you're assuming things about his personality and his traits based off of the job title, right?
Right.
Okay. What if he had debt? Would that change things?
I think it depends on, you know, how much and why. You know, if it's debt from law school, I think everyone has some, you know, college debt that they have to work through. If it's
I bet
credit
you
card debt
don't.
because he's a shopaholic, yeah, that might change things.
Okay. Next one is guy number 1 who is a 4 and has a Porsche and a condo in Miami, or guy number 2 who is a 9 and lives at home with his parents.
Come on. Stop making it so easy for these women. Give them a harder decision. They're gonna choose guy number 1. He's an ugly guy, has a Porsche and a condo in Miami. That means that he has money. And we all know if you have a lot of money, you can pull girls way out of your league solely on the fact that you have money. So this is gonna split that group and really separate the women who are worth a fucking damn. Turtle Place, thank you for the follow again.
The 4. The guy with his shit together.
Okay, so
The guy with his shit together. The guy who's the 4. Because he's ugly, but he has a Porsche and a condo in Miami. That's, I don't know, fucking, that's weird. Porsches, I don't like Porsches. I think you can get a way better car for the money. Like, why spend money on a Porsche when you can get, like, fucking BMW M3? That would fucking smoke a Porsche. But not a Porsche 911 GTR2 or GRT2 or 3.
But why
Irrelevant.
I
Irrelevant.
need to know why. Like, why are we living with our mom still? Are we saving up to buy a house? Like, how old are we? I guess that one's a tough one, just because, like, I need to know more.
So does it matter how old he is? Like, how old are you?
I'm going to be 30 this year.
30. Okay, so if a guy's 30 and he's a
I can hear that. I can hear the clock of your womb ticking. Running out of time. And you're not fine wine. I'll tell you that much. You are not wine. You will not age well. 30 years has proven that.
9, but he lives at home with his parents. Like, what is the age where it starts to be a little not great for you?
Like, we're getting like 35. Like, why are we still living with our parents?
Got it. Okay.
that's hard because I could go either way with those depending on who the person is. I don't really care what kind of car a guy drives. It's more so like
Stop the cap.
how you treat somebody and how you respect somebody. That's
Stop the
important to
cap.
me. You know, between the two things, I'd probably
Do you really think that this girl, you really think that this woman cares about how she's treated? Look at her history. I guarantee it. Look at her history. Probably be every guy in her past treated her like shit.
choose the guy that lives at home, because if he's living at home, he's either taking care of his parents and being a primary caregiver for somebody that's, you know, ill or a little older, or he's furthering his education or starting his career. I don't really care about how established somebody is. It's about how you get there and
Stop the cap.
how you treat other people along the way.
Stop the cap.
Perfect. Would it change
You lying.
if he was a specific age and still living at home? Like, is that a factor at all?
It is, because past a certain age, in your
Past?
30s, and you still haven't established yourself and like moved out, it kind of shows signs of immaturity, in my opinion. So I probably wouldn't go for somebody like that.
That's a tough one because you don't know their personalities.
And that's the double standard. That's the double standard, because there are plenty of women who are in their 20s and 30s that live at home with their parents, but they demand any man that even enters their world or their eyesight has to be established, has to have this checklist of things, one of which being their own house, their own place, whatever. But they don't have to carry the same standard.
But I'm probably going to go with guy number one, and not because what he has, but it sounds like he is more driven and more motivated to kind of be up on his own 2 feet and be successful.
Okay, so the 9 that lives at home, you're assuming maybe he doesn't have great drive, maybe he is not really motivated or doing well in his job because he's living at home with his parents.
It's
Do you
a bit-
assume those things when you hear that?
It's a big assumption, but I do.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
9 lives at home with his parents. I have my own house, so if things work out, he can move in with me.
All right. Is there an age cutoff for you where living with the parents would be a deal breaker or something that you would maybe look at in a different way?
See, from what I've been seeing, what I'm gathering right now with this group of women, they're very picky, and they're making choices like, oh, well, they'll pick the lawyer over the plumber, but she'll pick the guy who is like a 9 living at home with his parents. So it's like, well, you have these standards, you have this checklist of all these demands that you have for a man. Is it starting to crack? Are your demands that concrete? Or will you settle? Will you settle? And that's one thing that kind of gets a little irritating. It's a little upsetting knowing that there are women out there with men who are with men, and these men don't know that that woman is settling for them. If I was with a woman and I found out or knew that she was settling for me, I'd be like, fuck you, get the fuck out of here. Like, that's super insulting. But it's business as usual with women.
I think that in general, people tend to move in with parents for different reasons. I think there's kind of that stereotype around it with the 30-year-old video gamer who lives in the parents' basement, which is absolutely fine for some people, maybe not for me. But things happen. In
Not
life,
for
and I can see
me.
People moving in with their parents again over time. So for me, a cutoff for that, in general, maybe like 35-ish. But it's also situational.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that.
Was your girlfriend? Woof.
A Porsche. He's a 4? Mm-hmm. A Porsche and a condo in Miami isn't gonna help you if you're already a 4. And the other guy's a 9, and he lives with his parents. If he's a 9, I'm assuming he has a great relationship with his parents, which is attractive to me, as long as he's not like dependent on his parents. Although if he was dependent on his parents, he's not a 9. He's like
Okay, so it changes depending on why he's living at home.
yes. If he's living at home and he does the dishes sometimes and he like treats his family to dinner other times. That
Okay, so I'm confused. I'm confused with what she's saying. Because she wouldn't take the guy with the Porsche and the condo in Miami. But she wouldn't take the guy who lives with his parents that's dependent on his parents. So she's after money. She is not 9 compatible, 100% not 9 compatible. She is equal to her counterpart, which is like a 3 or a 4. Depending on how lazy this woman is. So she would take the 9, but if the 9 was dependent on his parents, she wouldn't take him. So then why wouldn't she just take the ugly guy with the Porsche? Because she's more focused on the money aspect than anything else.
Saying she a gold digger.
But she is.
that's like great. Like it's like wow, you can like be around your family for long periods of time and like you guys get along really great. That's like not common, I feel like, especially in young adults who are like figuring themselves out. But also I'm very independent, so I don't know if I would understand some.
Come on.
Emotional damage.
I'm very independent. Well, you know what? If you're very independent, just be single and hope that you can throw enough cats in that void to fill it.
Someone like that.
Oh, and we are open, by the way. 256-251-3645.
But a 4 and a Porsche in Miami, like that's not doing much for me, so I'm gonna go for
Bullshit.
the 9 living with his parents.
Ooh, this is like a failure to launch situation. I mean, I probably, let's be honest, I'm going to go with Matthew McConaughey every time in that one.
What does that mean?
With your parents is
What does that mean? She's gonna go with Matthew McConaughey every time on that one. I've never seen Failure to Launch.
Stupid woman.
isn't because I lived with my parents, so like no judgments there. Times are tough. I get that. I guess it would depend on why he's living with his parents. You know, if it's like
Whoa, 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 whoa. Why do you live with your parents? What's that story? Don't pass judgment.
if you're just like bumming with your parents, I don't care how good you.
What are you doing? I'm sure that there's always a story that's more important. Well, I'm just living with my parents temporarily just to get myself back on my feet and No.
Your luck. No. But if you're there and you're like, oh, transition period, you know, I need to work on my.
Oh, I'm transitioning. Transitional period. I'm transitioning. Oh, gross.
Myself, or like I'm looking for a job, I'm in between. That is totally like, you know, that's totally acceptable. So if it was for a valid reason, I would go with the guy living with his parents.
And that valid reason is, it's dependent on the day. It depends on the day. Because if she's saying that and she lives with her parents, say you are that 9 and you date this woman and you live with your parents and she lives with her parents, fucking second, third, fourth date in, you start getting to know this woman. What she's gonna do is she's gonna be like, you know, you need to move out with your parent. You need to move out of your parents. You need to do this. You need to do this. So she's going to be very quick to try to flush a man out of his parents' house when she's in that same situation, because it benefits her. She doesn't care if he is down and out, doesn't have enough money. It doesn't matter, because if she can get him to move into his own place, that means that she'll have somewhere to go. His place.
But if like the guy who was living with his parents was very much like not doing anything to like better himself or to kind of get back out there, I would probably go with the guy who has a portion in a condo in Miami, which does sound nice. I know that makes me sound shallow, but like it sounds nice, but I don't know. I'm not gonna judge a guy right away for living with their parents.
Guy number 1 who makes $55,000 and is loyal, or guy number 2 who makes over $500,000 a year and provides a comfortable lifestyle, but would like an arrangement with you where he can sleep with other women every once in a while.
Okay, this is like a real ass. Shit's getting fucking real. A guy who makes $55K and is loyal. Well, all of these women would be like, guy number 1's a fucking scrub. He's making $55,000. That's not enough for me to fucking take Instagram pictures on a yacht, or drive Ferraris, or travel the world, or go to 5-star restaurants every weekend. That doesn't support my completely delusional lifestyle that I think I want. So they would do the guy who makes $500K. Who's like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking sleep around because that's what I want to do, because I have money, I have power and authority, I can tell you what to fucking do. They're gonna take guy number 2 because he's gonna be able to sleep around with women. All these women are gonna be like, ooh, well, I'll be able to fucking go out with my single girlfriends and fucking bag chads all fucking night. So, or once a week. They'll be able to bag a chad every week. So they're going to be more attracted to continue to live that single girl lifestyle, that lie that they've been telling women and masking it as feminism. But she wants to live, they all want to live that single girl lifestyle, consequence free, and they want to be able to have some dude's fucking money to fall back on. Easy. Stupid.
Kind of.
No
Come
living
on,
being
motherfucker.
should ever eat processed food for every single meal of their life.
Number 1.
None of
Number
them.
1, all right. Loyalty's important.
It is.
Ooh, okay, that's hard as well. I think I would rather go for someone loyal. I think there's nothing wrong with people who are in
Stop
open
the cap.
relationships. I think some people are truly meant for that. I am not one of them.
Okay.
Stop the cap.
So you would choose the loyalty guy making less money over the $500,000 a year who would like to step out in the relationship every once in a while.
Unless we were absolutely like head over heels about each other, and that seemed to be like something that came naturally to us.
I need somebody that's loyal.
Stop the cap.
Oh, no. Because you were all about a guy who has stature and money. You would drop everything for a guy who's making $500,000 so you could be close to the money. And a guy who's making 55K who's going to be loyal to you is very rare. That's going to be very rare for you to find that.
Guy number 1.
Yeah, number 1.
Okay.
Nope. Go with guy number 1. Loyalty trumps money every time.
Nope. 1.
She was probably that girl in the pink. She's probably the realest. She's probably the realest one.
1.
Yep. Nope. I don't
Stop the cap.
Absolutely not. Can we talk about STDs for a second? That's disgusting. I don't care about money. Somebody's respect and somebody's loyalty to me are the most important factors when deciding if I'm going to spend my life or my time with somebody.
Perfect.
There is no other people involved.
Stop the cap.
You are lying. You're lying to someone who knows that you're lying, and you're not doing a very good job. She's like, oh, you want to talk about STDs? No. No one was talking about STDs. You're talking about a guy who's wealthy and he wants to sleep around. He's not gonna be fucking hood rats like you. He's not. So he really won't have to worry about things like that. And he probably has enough sense. If he's making 500K, he has enough fucking sense. He's not gonna want to have kids with anyone. He's not gonna want to have kids with you. And he's gonna be a little more safer than just fucking putting his dick in somebody like you.
I wouldn't do it to them. I would expect the same respect.
Stop the cap.
Every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I can sleep with other men.
Girlfriend. Woof.
We don't know that.
If that's part of our arrangement, honestly, I'm very open to that.
Okay.
I'm not closed off to that at all.
Okay, you're the first girl who has said that, so I would love to pick your brain a little bit there.
Absolutely happy to.
So the loyalty thing is not necessarily like 100% deal breaker for you.
No, not at all. Because loyalty to me means we're communicating. It doesn't mean we're exclusive.
So okay, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
If he was making a
Start picking out cats now. Start picking them out now.
Stupid woman.
$500,000, you know, has the arrangement with you where he can sleep with other women every once in a while. If he's communicating that to you, you view it differently than if he was cheating on you and hiding it from you.
Absolutely. 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 Absolutely.
Okay.
In my head, I think
Okay.
because I'm 25, I'm single, you know, like it's not planning on settling down anytime.
What? What? You're single? You're single? I don't believe that.
Soon. I don't even know if I want to settle down with one person forever, personally.
You see, that's man, that's another thing about women today, is you have all these, there's like the heterosexual, and then the queer, the homosexual, the like the lesbians, and then you have like pansexual and demisexual and all these little fucking sub things that people use to justify ill behavior with. She'd take a guy making 55K and sleeping with other women for sure. Flood for sure. She is slowly realizing, she's not going to realize it until she's like in her early 30s, that right now, her being 25 right now, she is in her prime. She doesn't realize that she is in her prime, and once she hits her mid-30s, she's gonna look more like her mother, and the only guys that are gonna fuck with her are the fucking the neighborhood drunks at the local bar. The fucking dude who has the motorcycle, who is an alcoholic, who's like a fucking biker criminal. Or the guy who the guy who hangs out at the bar. Or you know what? The guy who hangs out at the gas station during the day buying scratchers. He'd fuck with her.
So that kind of take the money out of it, because money really is never gonna influence my decision.
Stop the
But
cap.
if he's like open like that, we probably have more in common than the guy who's focused on loyalty, honestly.
Interesting. Okay.
Whoa, okay, what if he's a guy that is gonna have many women and sleep around and an open relationship, she has more in common with him than with somebody who wants to be in a monogamous relationship. I'm trying to find the logic in that, because the only thing I could think of is, well, you're single and you're dude hungry. So that's what you have in common with what you think this guy is you think that he's like woman hungry. I don't think you have anything in common with this dude. And I don't think this dude would ever look at you unless you were giving him his food at a restaurant.
Okay, so you're choosing guy number 2.
I'm choosing guy number 2.
Got it. Okay, and there's like little nuances there that make it to where you would choose that, which is interesting.
Yeah, communication is absolutely huge, because if we're both agreeing, like, I mean, like, there have been times where it's like I don't know, like, people get attracted to other people that they're not in relationships with all the time, but are you going to act on it? Are you going to disrespect your partner in that way? Or are you going to...
Yes, she will.
have a conversation about it with your partner and like work through it together.
Make sure you're on the same page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Guy number 1 who is 5'5" and makes $95,000 a year, or guy number 2 who is 6'1" and makes $45,000.
This is the same question as the first one. If they say the guy who's 5'5" that makes $95 a year, well, money matters unless they can get a taller, better looking guy. Someone they can show off to their friends. Because they can fake the money part. They can pretend that he makes $95K. These women can tell their girlfriends, oh, he's a lawyer, he makes crazy money. And he's tall, dark, and handsome. You're lying to yourself because you're delusional. It's the same question. These questions both lie very close to one another in gray areas. They need more defiance.
These are tough. Again, I have to make a lot of assumptions here, and I'm only judging based off income. I'm gonna go guy number 2 on this one because I can also provide on my end. So just because he makes, $45,000 a year doesn't mean we would be, struggling.
Okay, so in this case, you'd rather have the tall guy.
In this case. Yeah.
Is it because of the 45 versus 95? Like, does 95 still not seem like enough to you where you would be like, okay, I choose that guy?
Not that it's not enough.
Wow.
I think in the first scenario where I picked the shorter one, if I remember correctly, it was because he also took care of himself. This one, it's solely based off height and money. And, I'm making an assumption here that the guy who's taller and makes 45 hopefully takes care of himself. And that's why I make my decision, because I know that I can provide too. It's not just, the 95,000, the money that I'm thinking of, rather, is what I'm trying to say.
See, this is the sad thing about this, is that these women will they'll date a fucking Chad. They'll date an idiot guy. And then they'll convince themselves that, oh, well, he'll get smarter. He'll get this. They'll do it based off of just money or based off of just looks. They'll usually go for looks over a lesser person with a little bit of money. $95,000 a year, isn't enough for them to be incentivized to be with the ugly guy or be with the shorter guy. It needs to be more. They'll completely erase their standards if the price is right.
5'5" and 6'1". Those are same bracket to me. Like, those guys don't have any distinguishable differences for me to be attracted to one versus the other.
Okay. So then would you pick the one making more money then?
No, probably not. Probably not. What is it? What is the height?
The 5'5" guy makes 95K.
5'5" makes 90.
Yep. And 6'1" guy makes 45. So the short guy makes more money, tall guy makes less.
It's not like a significant amount. I mean, it's significant to me because I only make like 50. But I don't know if I could pick. I would need so many more factors to pick between these two guys. Height doesn't do it for. Again, I'm 5'3". Like, they're both still taller than me.
Yeah.
One's making the same amount that I am. We'd probably have more in common. One's making a little more. That's where I'm trying to be one day, so I'm sure we'd get it. I don't know if I could pick. Like, my first instinct, I'm like triggered by money more than I'm triggered by height. So like, I'd probably rather pick the guy who makes my level of income because I wouldn't be intimidated by him. But if I'm dating a guy making more than me, I'm going to be a little intimidated by it.
Okay, interesting.
Not a significant amount. Again, not a significant amount, but enough that I'd probably feel more comfortable with the guy who makes, what, 45?
Yeah.
Oh my. We'll take this back. For everyone on the ad break. There's a lot wrong there. There's a lot fucking wrong there. We'll get into it. Welcome back.
Yeah.
One's making the same amount that I am. We'd probably have more in common. One's making a little more. That's where I'm trying to be one day, so I'm sure we'd get it.
Notice that none of these women ask about the man's personality in response to these questions. The fact that they don't show their only one cares about money and physical attributes, that's sadly what it is. That's sadly what it is. And it's either about money or physical attributes. And that's what women want, the full package. Every woman wants the full package. But much like it goes the same way. Like, yes, every man would want the full package in a woman, but we are rational and logical enough to understand that that doesn't exist. Women still, to this day, 2023 years later, they still don't understand that that fucking perfect guy in their head does not exist. Men understand more that there isn't perfect than women. You have, again, feminism. Modern day feminism instills this idea of a perfect lifestyle, a perfect everything. You are a strong, independent woman making tens of millions of dollars a year being a boss bitch. And they tell every woman that. And they tell every woman you're strong and you're beautiful and your fat body is beautiful and every man should be fawning over you because you're out of shape and you provide nothing. Feminism is dying because women keeping their mouths shut while men steal prestigious awards meant for women away from them. Women are condoning that because they're pandering to the collective. Men will rebel against the narrative sooner than women would. Women are very afraid of judgment. They're more afraid of judgment than men are. Feminism is dying because, I'd say feminism is dying, Jax, because women are posting fucking videos of them crying on social media saying, oh, I don't know what happened. I'm, 35, 40 years old and there are no good men out there and no men want to date me. And it's like, yeah, because you're gross and you have kids and you have emotional damage and you have fucking baggage and you're broke and you don't offer anything. You don't cook, you don't clean. You are anti-nuclear family. You're not having any kids, not that you could anyway. There are so many things that these women are just not looking into themselves. They're not looking at themselves, but they're being told that you're perfect and you're beautiful the way that you are, and you deserve the world. You provide nothing and deserve everything. Setting women's rights back 100 years, yes. Yeah, it is. In a way, it is. Women want to be equal, and now that they are being treated as equal as they can be right now, they're realizing that they don't want that anymore. They don't want that. And I'm not talking about disrespecting. I'm talking about, well, here, you want to be treated as an equal? Cool. You go out and get a career. You go out and work. You go out to do those things to pay for all your fucking bills. Oh, what? You can't do that? Oh, what? It's hard? Oh, what? You're working 60 hours a week and you're miserable and you wish you could be doing something else? Well, feminism has failed you. Man, look at these men who got women. Yeah, you look at the men who have gotten Women of the Year awards, and the sad reality behind that is it's a system, it's a manipulating system telling these women that this is good, this is empowering to you. These are women. Look at them as women. Let them compete with women. Yeah, they're gonna beat you, but it's because you're a strong woman and you're beautiful and this, that, and the third. These women support things like that, and it's kind of out. It blows my mind because that's not feminism, but they're saying that it is.
I don't know if I could pick. Like, my first instinct, I'm like triggered by money more than I'm triggered by height. So like I'd probably rather pick the guy who makes my level of income because I wouldn't be intimidated by him. But if I'm dating a guy making more than me, I'm gonna be a little intimidated by it.
Okay, interesting.
Not a significant amount. Again, not a significant amount, but enough that I'd probably feel more comfortable with the guy who makes, what, 45?
Yeah.
She's a pig.
Was your girlfriend? Woof.
There's a lot of layers in that, boys. Women do something that's kind of fucked up, and they do it often enough that men don't see, and that's the whole getting intimidated and jealous. If you go into a relationship equal to them, and if you start succeeding and passing them up, sometimes, in some cases, that woman will get jealous and she will sabotage you, or she will sabotage the relationship. If you have something good going for you and it's consuming your time and your energy, she's gonna see that as a threat, because she's gonna think that, oh, well, he's gonna start doing better than me, and then he's gonna get somebody better than me. I have to stop him. Women do this all the fucking time. All the fucking time. Men don't see it when they're in it. I'm old school, old fashioned. As long as rent's paid, bills paid, food in the house, clean clothes, happy and content. Yeah. Most men are like that, Jax. Most men are like that. And the modern day woman is told that being content is a bad thing. If you are content, you are not happy. Men can be content in a relationship, women cannot. I'm pretty clear that the safe bet is to just stay single as a man in North America. Yeah, there's a mass exodus out of the dating market, or in the dating market with men. Lots of men are exiting the dating market because of things that we've been talking about. Because of the things that we've been talking about, and I don't condone that. I wouldn't say exit the dating market. I would say be more vocal about your wants and your needs and stick to your fucking guns, because the older you get, the more you can separate the super hot chick that you know has a ton of fucking problems opposed to being single. You know, going after the super hot chick really isn't as important anymore. I'd rather have a good woman than a super hot woman with a ton of problems. I'd rather have a 5 than a 9 with all this baggage. And for a lot of these women, you cannot say the same thing. They want 10s. They want someone who is, you know, like, they want Thor, fucking Aquaman, Jason Momoa. They want a guy that looks like that, that's fucking shredded and jacked and handsome with millions and millions of dollars. And they won't settle for anything less. And it's like, well, how did you get there? And how they got there was their Instagram, their fucking social media feeding them that. Because women get jealous very easily, and it's very easy to manipulate women through emotion. If you get them all riled up, you can plant a seed. Because the parents failed them. In many ways, yes. In many ways, yes, because a lot of the women like my age, I'm 35. A lot of the women my age had moms who were career women in the fucking 80s and 90s. That instilled the feminist ideal of, well, you can be successful on your own. That's a very masculine thing, is saying that you don't need anything. You are the supporter, you are the provider. When women are hardwired naturally, they are the gatherers. Men are the hunters, women are the gatherers. Women have intuition, men have instinct. They've been trying to tell women that they have this instinct and intuition. Doesn't work both ways. Just like men don't have women's intuition. We know that. I will not be responsible for anyone's triggers, right? Not anyone else's problem to tiptoe around people's feelings. If you get triggered over stupid, made-up pronoun, misgendered, then yeah, absolutely. Well, with things like that, you're creating your own drama. And there are many people that are so bored, that have no purpose in life, that create all of their own fucking drama. Got nothing against gay, bis, trans, blah, blah. Yeah, most men don't. Most men don't have a problem with any of that. It's when these people start becoming invasive and they're like, well, they're putting rules. It's the rules for them, not for me mentality. That's when people start getting upset. When people start placing all this false value on themselves. I think it's super insulting to women when, yeah, like, fucking woman of the year is a dude. I think that's super insulting towards women, and I think that women should really be vocal about standing against it, because it does nothing for that. It dominates them. They're being dominated, but they're being told that they should accept it, and that is empowering to them. But it's just slapping them in the face and dominating them and saying, hey, they're being sold a lie. When I speak, I say to go grooming pedo. Jeffrey Marcy wants to talk. Ugh. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Jax. The things that they demonize, social media and the media in general, they demonize people who are out, who fall back on these classic traditional beliefs, because they don't want that, because it's all about divide and conquer. The original feminist movement and this new reemergence of feminism, what it's doing is it's telling women that you don't need to rely on men. You go out and do this by yourself. Most women can't. Most men can't do this by themselves either. It's divide and conquer. You're putting all these women, you're taking them out of the house and putting them into the workforce, which is generating more tax money. And on the same token, it's two birds with one stone. Generating more tax money, and then you're dividing the man and the woman. You're preventing a family structure from forming, and that's the cornerstone of any civilization, is family structure. Cornerstone of any civilization. It's easier to pick off people by themselves than together. Strength in numbers. Divide and conquer. I reported a video on Facebook other day. My female exposing chest. I'm like, oof. Facebook comes back and says, sorry, it doesn't go against... Yeah, of course it doesn't. Yeah, and it's... Mark Zuckerberg, Zuck the cuck, he's not himself. He's a figurehead. And social media, I mean, fucking the government owns half of Facebook. Bring back MySpace. Yeah, Tom, bring back Tom. In 2010, the government made a deal with Facebook, and they acquired all names, profiles, pictures, things like that in a buyout. Not a buyout, like a partial buyout, because they wanted that for their FBI database. 2010. It was, I believe, April 2010. The government bought like 50% of Facebook. Yeah, I mean the FBI, DOJ, fucking government. Fucking govies.
Probably.
Okay, so guy 2. All right.
Probably guy who's 6'1".
Okay, why is that?
Because I like tall guys. I'm more attracted to that.
I'm more attracted to that.
You know, I'm short, but also it's more of like a manly thing too. Not saying that short guys aren't manly, but
that's exactly what you're saying.
More protecting, like they're bigger, like I don't know. That's just what I'm attracted to.
So it feels more masculine to you.
Yes.
And does it make you feel more feminine when you're much smaller?
Yes,
Okay.
it does. I don't want to be taller than somebody. And also, if my leg is bigger than a guy's, it makes me like uncomfortable. Like I should not like
when you're
fit
sitting in the car.
Not even that. It's like if I fit into your joggers, that makes me like a little uncomfortable.
I think depending on his living situation, I would.
Yeah. Get into his Jaggers? His Jaggers? Huh. Yeah, look at Sonny and Cher. Look at them. I think that's fucking Jersey Shore woman. That's very typical, atypical woman. They will choose the taller guy. Yes, because it's more masculine. But her saying that is outing her, that's throwing her feminism out the window. You want a guy who's more masculine. Say that. Well, what happened to the fucking being a boss bitch and doing everything by yourself and independent and need no man? Shit goes out the window pretty fucking quick when things get real. And the whole reemergence of the strong independent woman, it holds very little weight if you're educated enough about it. You can fight with a feminist and you can very quickly dissolve their argument. By 2030, normal men will have to pull Crocodile Dundee. That's the thing. We're all being fed a narrative every single day of our fucking lives. We're being conditioned every fucking day of our goddamn lives in order to fit someone else's agenda. When you break it down, most women, it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming. More than like 75% of women, they want a masculine, strong man. They want a traditional man. They want a traditional life. They let their ideals cloud their vision and get in the way, and then they're sidetracked and convinced of other things. Men shouldn't be afraid to approach women, especially this day and age. One white boy who will not be mind controlled. Good. Fucking good. You shouldn't be. Because you don't have to be. You don't have to be, because if it's there's the femboy uprising, and they're trying to make men docile. They're trying to essentially neuter men, because a neutered man has no fight in him and won't fight back. They're trying to make men less manly, less like men, so they don't fight back. And you really can't. We're the hunters. We're fucking hunters. It's in our blood. Fine, I'll save up money. Become a passport. I've heard a lot about that. I've heard a lot about the passport bros. Heard a lot about the passport bros. And the rest of the world does not operate the way that they do in North America. The rest of the world does not. Look at advanced cultures, advanced out in the East. Look at Japanese culture. It's male dominated. Indian culture, male dominated. You're not gonna. It's hard to. Let me say this. In America, if you see Indian women or Asian women, they usually will date and marry Indian men, Asian men. They stay within their race. And that's because breaking up the family structure is not beneficial to anyone involved. Yes. It's traditional, more traditional. You have women that will stand behind their men, and for the past 10 years, they've been breaking those barriers, and for the last 60 years, they've been dissolving the nuclear family, because they realized very quickly that the nuclear family, there was a sense of community, there was a sense of structure. That's what produces stable people. And stable people are able to think for themselves. Stable people aren't always blaming their problems on something or someone. Stable people won't sit there and be manipulated. Stable people will fucking fight back. They don't want that. They don't fucking want that. Alright. I have to take a quick break, re-up all my fucking drinks, take a piss. We'll be right back. We'll be right back.
I saw me walking in front of myself. But it wasn't really me. Watch out. The gap in the door. It's a separate reality. The only me is me. And I'm sure the only you is you.
Alright, I don't have a break screen just yet for the new format, and I don't think I had the desktop audio linked in, but I will, in your place, redeem the big booty goth girl.
Send them to the slaughterhouse!
Fucking take that, feminism. Take that.
You know who I'm trying to be right now?
Who?
But I'm better be Sonic the Hedgehog to beat your fucking ass up.
That kid's a fucking legend. Legend. Beat his mom's fucking ass up. I mean, 100% Irish goth chick, Irvs. Yeah. Yeah. The big booty goth girls, man. Everyone's after the big titty goth girls. No one shows love. That means that all the big booty goth girls are on the wayside. See, that's very simple. Very simple, Jax. I myself am a simple man too.
It takes 6'2" and 45K a year. Again, that height is really important to me just because I am very tall, and it tends to be, it creates a weird dynamic to have a very strong-willed woman who is also physically bigger than you. So 6'2" and 45K.
Okay. So earlier I asked you about the 6'2" and the 5'5", about like taking care of yourself versus not taking
How
care
so?
of yourself.
How does
So
it
you would
create
care
a
more
dynamic that
about the taking care
doesn't
of
work
yourself
for you?
aspect than the amount of money he's making?
Yes.
Okay, because earlier you chose the short guy who took care of himself, but in this case you're choosing the tall guy who makes less money.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
5'5"?
5'5", yeah.
She's like, so you're completely you're being completely hypocritical. And then she's like, yes. And she's like, you said this. And she's like, yes. And it was the opposite this time. So you'll take the taller guy who makes less money, but you would take a shorter guy who is in better shape. And that's just, dude, fucking not most, not all. There are a lot of women out there that just, they're not good at making decisions. They don't want it to be on them. They don't want to have to make the decisions. That's why, you know, probably with any woman any man has ever been with, you're like, hey baby, like, what do you want to eat tonight for dinner? Oh, I don't know. Well, what are you thinking? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, dude, fucking, look. Every man hates that because it's like, dude, make a fucking decision. Like, I don't care. Make a decision, because if I pick, you're going to have a problem with it if it's not the right thing. After the third, I don't know, I'm like, whatever, get your own food. The thing is, women are indecisive like that because they are naturally indecisive like that, because with things like that, the man makes the decision. I've learned in my life to just embrace it, because that's just what it is. If she's gonna be like, I don't know, and I'm like, I do 2 I don't knows. I'm like, well, what do you want to eat? I don't know. Well, what don't you want to eat? I'll either ask, what don't you want to eat, or what are you feeling? What are you thinking? Like, what do you think you might want? If I get 2 I don't knows, I'm like, all right, well, we're gonna have this. And there can't be any objection. Because as soon as there's an objection, oh, well, I don't want that. Well, you know what? I already made a decision. So that's just what it's going to be. Pandering to women is just not a good idea. It's pandering to women and simping to them. She'll lose respect for you eventually. Like, okay, fine, woman. Have a Mickey D's, Taco Bell. Then she can't pick. I'm a little more methodical. I wouldn't feed any of my girls fast food. I would shy away from that always. I'd be like, you know what? Let me cook for you. I'm just gonna cook this. How about I make like fucking chicken, and how about we have chicken salads? I don't want a chicken salad. I want something bad, but you know. You do the fast food to get even with the million I don't knows, yeah. Or you pick something like, you're like, all right, well, we're gonna get a pizza. Or, oh, well, we're gonna have wings. And those are 2 things that I've seen, that I've realized that if women don't want pizza, or they don't want wings, They do not want them. They have to have a craving for them. And if they don't have a craving for them, they do not want them. So yeah, using that as like, all right, well, we're doing this. Well, I don't like that. I don't want that. All right, well, figure it out yourself. That's what I'm getting. And yeah, she's going to be mad at you. I'm telling you right now, let her be mad. Let her be mad at you. You made the decision, and she has to accept that, or will accept the fact that you are the dominant one, she is the passive one. She's gonna be mad at you in the short term, but if you fucking simp to her, and you're like, oh, well, we just have to figure out what you want, that's showing her that you're just not as strong of a man as she thought. And she'll be able to... she'll excuse that a couple times, but not forever. She will eventually lose respect for you. Simping ain't easy. Dude, simping is fucking easy, and too many men do it. Too many fucking men simp to women. I guarantee that this 4 has at least one dude fucking simping over her, and she doesn't want him.
All right, making more money. You care more about the money than the height?
I just want to be able to have like a fun lifestyle. I know what I can afford and what type of lifestyle I live, so...
That's confirmation from what I was saying earlier. She is delusional.
Delusions!
She wants to live that fucking single girl lifestyle, that false feminism whisper that she's heard through Instagram. And she's gonna be in her 30s, living the single party girl. I'm so empowered, I can do what I want. And then one day she's gonna wake up and she's gonna realize that all the Chads that she was used to bagging don't want her anymore. And oh man, maybe that nice guy that I fucking treated like shit and blew off, maybe I should have done that. Maybe I should have done that. Delusion.
He's got to be able to keep up with me.
I would go with guy number 1.
5'5" guy, still taller than you.
Everyone's taller than me, so I'm
she's
still gonna be able to wear heels.
She's the best one out of all of them. She's the most realistic. She's the most grounded. She's not ugly. She's not banging. She's like a 5. But she understands that having these crazy expectations will get her nothing.
Heels no matter what.
Oh, this is so tough. Cause
She's
I'm
delusional.
5'2", so like to me, I'm like, you're both taller than me. You both are making money.
They're both making more than her.
I know it's, comes down to personality thing. I won't answer that way, but to me, I think that would definitely sway.
It's hard when you don't know that.
It's hard.
She doesn't care about personality.
It's very hard, I think, when you don't have other factors, which I'm assuming is the point of this whole thing. It's like when you don't have the information. Again, I probably guy number 1. Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like, what do you value more? If neither one of the things are really that important to you, it's like, okay, do I want someone who makes more money where my lifestyle could increase a little bit?
Sure.
Or do I want a guy I can look up to a little higher?
Right.
See, that's fucked. That's fucked. You have the woman behind the camera saying, well, do you want a man that you can use his money to get ahead and make your life better? Or it's always about it's always about this me. What can you do for me? It's like, well, let me flip it back on you. What can you do for me? And they won't answer that. When meeting a woman, I avoid the following. If she has her... Yeah, everyone does that. Any contagious disease can't be cured. Yeah, The biggest thing, okay, yes, if she's ever had an OnlyFans, felonies. That's one thing, Jax, the felonies thing, that is all situational. Because you know that like there are some stupid fucking charges that could be felonies that are just stupid and really don't. I don't know. I really don't. If she's got a criminal history, it all depends. It all depends. Got a body count more than 20, 25. I dated one woman who had possession felonies, gave her a chance. Ooh, came back on you when the cops raided your house. Alright, so you got reason. I've been with women who have had convictions, and I've been burned and I haven't. So I've experienced both paths. So I see it as it's situational. It all depends for me.
You know? And to me too, I get almost, and this is a me thing, absolutely, I get intimidated with just like larger men that could be overweight, that could be muscular, that could be tall. For me, I almost feel like a sense of like it's too much.
Okay.
So I think from like 5'5" that's like taller than me. I mean, we're like good height for each other. I think that would work out too.
Next one is guy number 1 who is a 3 but pays for everything, is a provider, and you don't have to work. Or guy number 2 who is an 8 and you are the breadwinner.
Do not pay somebody to build you a Shopify store, because I'm going to do it free with 20 handpicked products by myself.
Yeah, but if you ask that fucking clown, hey, build me a Shopify store, he's not real. Not a real person. It's a scam. It's all a scam. Okay. These women will always pick number 1. Number 1 is the ugly guy who pays for everything and will provide an amazing life for these women, over the guy who is attractive and they're the breadwinner. They've been taught, conditioned, and told that they are super high value, strong, independent women who need no man, and they can out earn any man. So why would they need a man who makes any money? Because if they want Ferraris and yachts and exotic vacations, and if they want to live a retired life and have a job that just pays them and they don't have to do anything, that's perfect for them. No.
It's really hard. I really like the concept of a man who can provide for me, although I'm fine by myself. So even if I had someone who was providing for me, I would still work regardless. It brings me great joy. So I think I'd go with the
Stop the cap.
where I'm the breadwinner, as
Okay.
long as he is still contributing in some way.
Okay, so if it was
Emotional damage.
That's what that is. That's because her dad's was never in the picture. She doesn't trust men like that. She doesn't trust any men.
like he was not working at all and you were the only one bringing in money, would that change your answer?
I think so, yes.
Okay. So you would rather have someone that you're less attracted to in that case that could provide, a comfortable lifestyle for you where you're not the only one bringing in income.
Yeah, to have somebody who at least we could share the responsibility.
That is insane. Yeah, that's insane that it's about money. 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 It's about all the things that could be given to her or bought for her It's not about who a person is and the support that they can give them. It's purely monetary, financial gain.
Between.
Okay.
And so that would fall into the less attracted person.
All right.
They're talking. She would sit there and get smashed on by an ugly dude, and she knows that he's ugly, but he's paying her, and that's all that matters to her. That's fucking disgusting. That's fucking disgusting. Speaking of disgusting,
Was your girlfriend? Woof.
Guy number one's a 3. Okay, first of all, if you're a 3,
you're a 3. Stop right there. You're a 3.
ideally we're both contributing.
Yeah, you're both 3s.
Ideally, in my head, and if I
Growing up all through the 80s, I know struggle. So I'm not wanting more in life as long as everything's paid, bills, rent, content. I ate fried bologna sandwiches growing up, dude. One and the same, man. I mean, sounds like you're a little older than I am. I remember eating cereal for dinner. So I know the fucking struggle. 46, alright. Yeah, you're 11 years older. I remember eating fucking cereal for dinner, man.
I one day want to have a family, truly, I don't want to be the stay-at-home one. I want him to be the stay-at-home one.
Oh, you say that. You say that until you get into the cycle of waking up every day, going to work, working overtime just to pay all the bills. And then your tune changes very quickly. Very quickly. Because you realize that with your capabilities, you can only go so far. And you can only make so much. You fail to realize the hard work a man puts in to support his family. You fail to realize that.
I probably want to keep working. I don't want a man.
All these she said family, and then she goes back on it and says, well, I want to keep working because I want my own money. I want to spend your money and make my own money. But you can't, I'm not going to contribute the money that I make because that's mine. I'm entitled to that. So you don't want to contribute to a family. Why has the concept of, traditional man works, women takes care of the kids in the house and everything in between, that's a lot of fucking work. Why has that disappeared? Or if you want to do something like somewhere half between, you have man and woman together, husband and wife, and they're both working and lumping together both of their incomes to farther ahead themselves. That has completely disappeared. It's no. I want to spend your money and I want to make my own money because that's mine and I can spend that however I want. And with that, I've seen a lot of that with the women in my age range. Their parents are like that. Their mothers are like that. Their mothers were housewives that now work and they're like, well, this is just my fun money. And it's like, oh, well, you don't fucking... Okay. Your husband still works and he's, pushing 70. Dude still fucking works full time and he's paying all the bills. Nice.
Man who thinks that because he pays for all this shit, he's owed this and he's owed that.
Abso-fucking-lutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. Because money isn't free. And in order to have... look, sweetie, in order to have all the food in the house that you require, that costs fucking money. And someone has to work for that money for the food that you're shoving in your fucking hole. You should be a little grateful. It irks me to no end when a woman parties every weekend. Just like alcohol. Yeah, it is. It is. It's hanging out with her single girlfriends and hopefully meeting that Hallmark, rich city guy that wants to take her away and travel the world with her on his dime. They've been sucked into that delusion so fucking hard. They're all delusional and they think that that's going to happen to them because they're told that can happen to anyone, including you. Yeah, so this fucking 3 has been manipulated by watching so many fucking Hallmark movies that she thinks fucking Rich Chad is gonna scoop her up because he thinks that she's a fucking catch, and she says to him that she's a catch when she's not. She provides nothing. She wants it all.
I don't ever want that to come up in an argument that someone's going to use against me.
Mm-hmm.
So I would, and he's already a 3. Number 2, the second guy. Home one. I want him to be the stay-at-home one. I probably want to keep working. I don't want a man who thinks that because he pays for all this shit, he's owed this and he's owed that. I don't ever want that to come up in an argument that someone's going to use against me.
Mm-hmm.
So I would, and he's already a 3.
Red flag city. Boys, red flag fucking city. She's laying all her cards out on the table, saying that if you are a man that pays for everything, she doesn't want that because she doesn't want that coming back on her for all the ill behavior that she's going to display. She's already telling you that she should be single. She's already telling you there are many reasons why she will remain single and why not to get into a relationship with her. She thinks that she's delusional. She thinks that she's way above her means. She's shopping way above her means, and she's going to be utterly disappointed. 5 years. Good luck.
Number 2, the second guy.
I would go with guy number 2. I'm totally down with being the breadwinner. I believe in independence, and I don't want to put myself in a position where I am dependent on someone for everything. That's not my speed.
Okay, so you would rather be more attracted to the person that you're with and maybe be the one who's bringing in more money versus not be attracted to a guy who's just, providing everything for you.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Would it be different if the guy who is an 8 is not bringing in anything, like he's not working at all, and you're the only one working? Would that change it at all?
I think it would depend on the dynamic, and if we had a conversation where that was the case, let's say I'm the breadwinner and he's at home taking care of the house. I mean, if women are allowed to do that, I think men should be allowed to do that too.
I'm gonna go, I think guy number 2. I'm okay with being the breadwinner.
Okay.
If you're in a loving relationship with somebody, you will never feel like you're dependent on them. They will never feel like they're dependent on you. If you're in a real loving relationship, it's teamwork. It shouldn't fucking matter. If you're in a real fucking relationship, it shouldn't fucking matter who pays for what or who can take care of who. It's not a fucking competition. It's a partnership. Operate as a fucking team. Women don't see it that way. They don't want to see it that way. It's well, they see it, they look at it so one-dimensionally. Only thing two people in a relationship should depend on is emotional, spiritual. If you go that route, be there when you need them. And whenever I'm in a loving relationship with somebody, I don't even think about, I'm usually the one who pays. I'm usually the provider, because that's just what a man's supposed to do. I don't think for a fucking second about, oh, well, this, I'm making this woman be dependent on me so I can control her. Women think that now. Women really think that now. And it's like, dude, I'm just doing what is instinctual. That's all. I'm the provider. I take care of you. I always test women on dates. You always bring coupons. Yeah, because the reality is, if women react negatively to that, it's because they see you using coupons. They see you as being stingy or cheap. It's you being self-aware. That's what it is. It's you being self-aware and self-preservation. You're managing your money well, and for the women who don't like that are the women that always wanted to take advantage of that. They don't want you to be good with your money. They want you to spend it on them, or they want to be able to take it from you. It's completely selfish and completely ridiculous and insane. It's ridiculous.
I'm totally.
What if he's not working at all? What if you're the only one working?
Me too.
Depends. Is that a decision we made together because he has other endeavors he's working on, or if that's the case, then fine. But if he's lazy, then absolutely not.
Okay, so there's like nuance there that changes your answer.
Yeah, there is.
I'd pick the guy number 2, because for me, I personally like to work and I like to be independent and self-sufficient. I would not like it if somebody was providing everything for me, because
okay, well, what do you need a man for if you're gonna go the route of self-sufficiency? Okay, look at this. Ask yourself this, woman. You want to be the basic girl world traveler. How are you going to make that happen with the income that you make? You want a house? You want a cat or a dog or many cats? You want your own car? You want all these things? Oh, you want to travel the world. Oh, okay. Oh, you want to take, luxury vacations. Oh, you want this that's out of your price range. How are you going to acquire that? If you're so self-sufficient, how are you going to get that? Well, shouldn't you already be living that life if you are so self-sufficient? What are you even doing fucking entertaining the thought of men? Got him.
it shows that I'm not able to do it for myself when I'm more than capable.
And that is the narrative that she bought into, that she's being told by other women, and it's poison. She's drinking poison. She thinks that if a man who is a provider for her, they're in a loving relationship, she thinks that that is him making her feel and telling her that you can't do anything yourself. You're dumb. You can't do nothing. That is never, ever, ever the fucking case. Never. Never. Because if you love somebody, if I love somebody, I would do anything for them, including providing. That's no problem. That's just par for the course. It's fucked up. It's like you have... This uprising has been built on that one woman that hates men and has a million cats. She was able to convince all women that what she thinks is right based on her damage, her emotional damage.
Love doing it for myself, but I think that balance is really important, you know? Not one person has to be the sole provider.
Okay, would it change if the guy who was an 8 and was the breadwinner, if he was not working at all and you were the only one working?
Not necessarily, because there's a lot of factors that go into that. Again, he could be getting his education or pursuing medical school or law school or engineering or something.
He could be pursuing a high value lifestyle. You see how she only brings up fantasies in her fucking head. We'll rewind this. We'll take this back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Gonna take this one back.
If somebody was providing everything for me, because it shows that I'm not able to do it for myself when I'm more than capable of doing it for myself.
Who?
I think that
Who's that showing? That's showing your fucking idiot girlfriends that you need to rely on a man when the agenda is no one needs no man.
balance is really important, you know?
That balance, what balance are you talking about? You're talking about the balance of a man working and paying all the bills and you working and using that money for you.
Not one person has to be the sole provider.
Okay, would it change?
But one person has to be the sole bill payer.
If the guy who was an 8 and was the breadwinner, if he was not working at all and you were the only one working?
Not necessarily, because there's a lot of factors that go into that.
There's a lot of factors. Okay. She will excuse the guy that's an 8 because he's attractive. She'll excuse the fact that he doesn't have a job, makes no money. Listen to her delusion because she will only rifle off things that live in fucking fantasy land.
Again, he could be getting his education or pursuing medical school or law school or engineering or some other high accolade career with a PhD where you can't work.
See, she's building that fictitious man in her head, and she'll use that to convince herself of, well, the sexy guy that's a piece of shit. Well, he's good looking, but he's a piece of shit. She'll convince herself that, oh, well, you know, he's working towards this and it's gonna be okay. Or the other side of it is she will wait around for a guy if he's a bum right now, but if he's gonna have a PhD or gonna be a lawyer or an engineer or something like that, a high accolade job, she... Yeah, but she fucking is. She is. You are.
Or if he's providing, you know, palliative care for somebody or is a long-term caregiver for a sick family member, you also have to take that into consideration too.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if he wanted to be a stay-at-home dad?
Yeah, you're just trying to convince yourself of that.
That would not work because I don't want kids.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Because it's all about her. It's all about her. Even in a relationship with another person, it's still all about her.
Don't even have to worry about that then.
No.
Provider. Like, let him provide for me.
Okay. So you care more about the providing versus the... Okay.
Yeah. I don't want to have to be the breadwinner. Like, I mean, I don't mind it, but you gotta keep up with me. You gotta match me.
Oh, guy number...
What? She's saying that she doesn't have to be the breadwinner, but you have to match her with her job. She's one of those women that if you are more successful than her, she will feel extremely insecure and extremely threatened, and then sabotage the relationship or sabotage your career. Or if she's destructive enough and damaged enough, she'll sabotage her own career.
Oh, I'll be the breadwinner. Oh, that's totally fine. Yeah. Yeah.
So you'd rather be more attracted to him?
Yes, I really would. I don't want to rely on anybody. That's my thing. I very much...
But you just said that you would take a guy who... It's okay. Ugh.
Stupid woman.
want to contribute as equally as I can or as much as I can into a relationship.
What if he relied on you? What if you were the breadwinner and he didn't make any money? Would that change your answer?
No, I don't think so. Give
Stop
him a
the
reason, I
cap.
guess, why he doesn't work. I mean, if we got married and had kids and he wants to stay home with the kids, whew, that's fine.
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
Stop
that.
the
Yeah,
cap.
oh, that's totally fine. Yeah. But if we're just like dating,
Stop
no
the
kids
cap.
yet, we're just dating and you're not working, and it would depend on the reason why you're not working.
Yeah.
For me.
Kind
But
of
yeah,
like the
I mean,
parents thing, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It would depend on the reason. But I think still, I would rather be the breadwinner.
Next one
Stop
is
the
guy
cap.
number 1 who is a 9 and can't satisfy you in the bedroom, or guy number 2 who is a 5 and you have a great sex life.
They'll get it somewhere else. They'll get it somewhere else. It depends on how much money he makes. That's what it comes down to. It depends on how much money he makes. Because yeah, if he's super hot and he makes tons of money, I will fucking bend over for him even though he doesn't satisfy me. Maybe he might have a fucking micro dick. It doesn't matter. I'll just fucking bag a Chad on the weekends. Let's go.
I'm gonna go with guy number 2 because a tiger can't change its stripes.
We gotta have a good sex life, so guy number 2.
Okay, all right.
Stop the cap.
If he's a 9, if he's a 9 and he can't satisfy me in the bedroom, he's not a 9. To me, sorry, to me.
We're just going off looks. So
You're
just
okay.
looks.
So just look. But there's also that there are other ways I think to work around
Yeah, cheating on him.
problems in the bedroom. I mean, you don't have to.
Yeah, cheating on him.
If he's not good, you can work on it. You can bring other things into it. I don't know if that's appropriate. to say
Yeah,
on
of
camera,
course, of
but
Other
okay.
dudes.
Well, you can bring other things into it to make it more exciting. So I honestly. What was the rating for the second? What was the number for the second guy?
5.
5. Okay. But a great sex life. I really do think I would go with the 9, just because we could work on it. We could work on this.
Right. So you're gonna work on it until you realize that it is what it is, and then you'll just fucking go outside. You'll just go outside the relationship. Cool. And that's the thing too, man. Fucking just remind yourself. Just remind yourself. They're talking about somebody who's a 5. They're not talking about somebody who looks like fucking Chunk from the Goonies. That's what these women think, though. They think a 5 is Chunk from the Goonies. And it's like, you're most likely going to end up with a 5 anyway, if you're lucky.
Stupid woman.
Sex life. I think.
Would your answer change if like you couldn't work on it? Like if he was just like
Oh, yeah.
chronically
Oh.
bad?
Yes, if he was chronically bad and there was like no.
But if you're thinking like, okay, with some
Okay, so now they're manipulating the situation when the woman behind the camera said, well, just looks alone. And she's like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. Just looks alone. Okay. Really?
some communication,
Yeah.
things could get better, then you would
Yes.
go with the 9.
Yeah, like we explore each other's like likes. We try different things.
Yeah.
And if that didn't work,
Women don't initiate that. Just so everybody knows, let's get this straight. Women don't initiate exploration in the bedroom. Facts.
yeah, I would go with guy number 2.
I think most problems in the bedroom, though,
She will remain unsatisfied and not say anything, but expect you to realize that. Because women are expert communicators.
stem from poor communication.
I agree with that. I definitely agree because I think it's like I just want to be open and be like, hey, I like when you do this.
Yeah.
Or same with me, tell me what you like so then I can do it.
Right.
And that
Double-edged sword. Double-edged sword. That all sounds great on paper. She could say that all day, every day about, well, just we'll just stay open and just feel comfortable being open. She will not be open. You'll have to get that out of her. She won't be open. She will say that she will comfort you and lull you into, oh, well, it's open. And if you say something that she doesn't like, you're in for a fucking hell of a time. You're in for a hell of a time because she'll remember that for the rest of her life and use that against you every step of the turn. She's waiting for you to be the first one to say, hey, I don't like the way that you do this. So she can sit there and fire back and say, well, I don't like how you do this and how you do this and this and this and this. And it's like, what was the point? What was the point of you saying this should be open if you're going to take all this shit personally? Well, you're saying this and it's about me. Well, yeah, but why are you taking it so personally? You don't know how to handle criticism.
immediately increases. So that would even mean, if there's no communication about what's in the bedroom, there's probably no communication in the relationship in general.
Right. Right. So then it's already sucks.
Yes. So I think I would go with guy number 2 then.
5 in great sex life.
Okay.
5.
5. Okay.
Immediate 5. Well, because I'm wondering, he's a 9 and he can't satisfy me in the bedroom.
Yeah, so you know it must be bad.
Like, what the hell is he doing that makes... I'm moving too much. What the hell is he doing that's making him a 9?
You're jiggling too much.
His looks? He looks so good, but he can't follow through?
I guess so.
I like a 5 who's good in the bedroom because that's my little secret.
Stop the
Everyone else
cap.
can look at him and be like, he's a 5. Why are you with him? I'm going to be like, you'd like to know, wouldn't you?
Stop the cap.
No. Because this whole fucking video, she's been talking about her outrageous, delusional fucking standards for men.
Sorry. Guy number 2. I feel like with that side of things, the only reason you're not satisfying somebody is because you're not listening to how they respond to things. So I feel like there's room for growth with the other guy, unless he just is a blatant asshole and doesn't want to listen to what you have to say with feedback. So I would probably choose, the guy that doesn't satisfy me, because that means that there's room for growth. If somebody knows everything about you right off the bat, that's unattractive to me because there's no room for...
But they're saying this, they're setting it up saying that, well, he won't be able to satisfy you. He won't be able to satisfy you. And they're like, oh, well, he's a work in progress. There's room for improvement. You're telling yourself lies to avoid embarrassment. That's all you're doing.
For growth, for you to both learn each other and move
Lines are open.
forward with your relationship.
256 251
as a unit, you know, versus, like,
3645.
somebody knowing everything about me.
Okay, so you're saying the 9 could have room for growth maybe, but what if he couldn't? What if chronically bad in the bed and he could never satisfy you? Would you choose the 5 then?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guy number 1 who is a 4
She
and
was
has
lying.
a lot of friends, prioritizes his social life, or guy number 2 who is an 8 and is antisocial and doesn't like to go out and meet new people.
Guy number 1, and my reason for that is I'm very outgoing, and I really think that I need someone that can match that. Some people need an opposite, I need an alike.
Okay. Would it change if the 8 was just like a little bit of an introvert? Maybe he had a couple friends but just didn't like to go out. Would you still choose guy number 1?
Not necessarily. You know, if they weren't, I think I'm making an assumption that guy number 2 is, I don't want to use the word a hermit. I don't think that's a great word to use, but I'm going to use it because it's what came to my mind. But if he was just a little more on the shy side and didn't love to go out, but, you know, would go out with me and my friends and family, you know, on occasion, then I think that would change my answer.
That's hard because I could go both ways with that. You don't want somebody who's a total people pleaser, but you also don't want somebody who's like extremely antisocial, because I'm a very social, outgoing person. I like to go out. I like to socialize. You know, there's...
She's telling you about how promiscuous she is. This is the thing. Women don't want somebody who's an introvert. And I myself am an introvert, but I can just go out to entertain. I could talk to people. I just so happen to be not antisocial. I'm socially capable. I choose not to be, I guess. It's not very important to me. It's important to women. Being social is important to women because that's when your stature comes into play. You have to be important. You have to have some importance. And women, like I was saying earlier, women don't like being content. So if you go out and you're with your woman, she secretly, here's a secret, wants other women to notice you, to see what they can't have. Again, double-edged sword, because it threatens her. It threatens her when other women are looking at you. But that's what she wants. She wants the validation from other women. She wants to know that she made a good decision picking a desirable man. Fucking knowledge. Straight knowledge.
Introverted intelligence and there's extroverted intelligence. You want
You know nothing about either or. For the record.
somebody who's a little introverted, but they're able to socialize introverted where they're not oversharing about themselves. So I'd probably pick the guy who is antisocial because you can get him out of his shell, you know?
First guy.
So she's saying that he's easier to control. He's easier to control. Oof. It's rough. It's rough out here.
I think
4, okay.
Yeah, I think there's a really important thing about being able to interact with other individuals in society. It's something that a lot of us struggle with, including myself sometimes. So I find it very, very attractive. And so that would skew the scale for me if somebody was very sociable.
Okay. Okay, so would the fact that he's a 4 but has a lot of friends and is like very social, would that bump him up in score to you, like make him more attractive?
Yes, absolutely.
So say the scenario is a little bit different. Say the 8 has a couple.
Because it provides assurance to her that you are important and you are useful and desirable. And that validates her little insecure girl feelings. And that's like, okay, well, I picked the right guy because he's wanted by other women, other people in society, in general, as a whole. That's the thing too. Like, it sucks. Things have gotten all fucked up. And socializing isn't what it used to be. I understand. But you still have to go out and socialize to a degree. Because if you're an introvert and you just keep to yourself, no, women aren't going to see value in that. You could be the best guy in the world, have the biggest fucking dick. She still won't see any value to that. Because most women, if not all women, are just outlandishly insecure. They're just insecure. And they're in constant competition with other women all the time. They want somebody who is wanted. Doesn't matter what you look like. Doesn't matter how much money you have. If you're desirable to other people, then she will validate her own insecurities by associating herself and her value with that. And that kind of makes feminism redundant.
Full of friends, but maybe he's more introverted. Does that change your answer? Or is that social life, going out aspect still really important to you?
I think if he had a couple friends, so if you have like a core friend group, that is perfect as well. As long as you're going out and doing things that bring you great joy, then I would pick the higher rated guy.
Would the second guy be like totally unwilling?
So I was gonna ask you, would it be different if he was like antisocial, didn't like to go out at all, or just a guy who was more of an introvert and had like a couple close friends? Like, would that change it?
Yes. Okay, so if he's an introvert and has a couple of close friends, I love people with good friends. I feel like I am one of those people. I am very outgoing. In my opinion, I think I'm very...
It's saying the most NPC fucking shit. I love people that love music. I love music.
outgoing and bubbly, but I do have like just a solid group of friends that I'm like, these are my people.
Yeah.
So I would appreciate if he was more of an introvert rather than just like totally antisocial. Like, no, I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to go out. There has to be a give and take with me. So if he was completely unwilling and like, nope, all I want to do is sit on the couch and not go out, that's a no for me. But if he was more introverted, but he'd be like okay or like comfortable with me to go out in social situations, then I would pick the last guy. So
you see how like it all comes back around. Me, my friends. Well, no one said anything. The either or has nothing to do with you and your friends. But it always comes back around to me and my friends. Me. And it's like, yes, we understand that. You want somebody that you can show off to your friends, hoping that one of your friends wants to get with him so that you can live off of that fucking drama. Women love it. Love the drama.
So I guess in this scenario, what would he be, I guess? Would he be like completely just totally no? Like, I don't want to talk to anybody?
Let's see, antisocial, yeah, so I guess that's not very like willing to...
Not very willing to talk. Okay, then I would go with the first guy.
The first guy
is social
okay.
and...
But if it was just more introverted versus antisocial, I think there is a difference.
There is a difference, yeah, because introverted doesn't necessarily mean like you don't want to talk to people.
Yeah, like I'm an introvert, but I talk to people all day.
Yeah,
so,
right. So yes, answer would change if he was an introvert. But if he's not an introvert and just simply antisocial, no, I would go with the more social guy.
4.
For
antisocial and doesn't like to go out and meet new people is terrifying to me.
Okay.
It's terrifying. It's a safety risk, and also I am a huge extrovert. I meet a lot of people. I meet so many people just doing what I do that I...
Gross. How is it a safety risk for her if somebody's an introvert or if they're antisocial and don't like meeting new people or don't want to meet new people. How is that a safety risk to her? Again, the fucking me narrative.
I forget names and I have to constantly relearn names. So like if you are not able to keep up with me in those settings, we're never gonna work.
So if he was just like say he wasn't necessarily antisocial,
Sure,
and just had like a couple of close friends and he was an introvert, would your answer still be the same?
Yeah,
Just
my answer would
because
still be the same.
You are so extroverted.
Yes, I'm so extrovert. I appreciate a good introvert. I think I love having introverted friends to kind of balance me out. But someone that I date, that I'm with, they're never gonna keep up with me and who I am if they're too. What was the rating of the first guy?
A 4.
He's a 4, and he has really he's got a good network and solid friends.
Mhm.
That's so attractive to me because it's like you're a 4, but so many people love you and trust you. That's attractive.
I don't know why she said trust. If you're desired by other people, if you're useful to other people, doesn't matter what you look like, it doesn't matter what. It's stature. Stature.
I was gonna ask you that too. Like, does just the fact that he is like maybe charismatic or has a great social life, does that boost him up even?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm big about the Riz. I'm all about the Riz.
Shut the fuck up. Don't use that word. Fucking eradicate that word from every language. It's ridiculous. It's a made up word. It's
The
gross.
Riz is risen right now. I mean, it's.
I'm so glad it is because that's like my type. I always say I don't have a type because it's like you could literally be a 4, and if you're like emotionally intelligent and like you just get it.
She was trying to save herself. She likes fuckboys. She likes fuckboy. That's it.
You're an 8, dude. Like it picks you up so quick for me.
Yep.
The first guy. We gotta have fun. We gotta have social life. I have a very large group of friends I like to socialize with, so going with the first guy.
Okay, so say the 8 was just like an introvert. Maybe he has a couple close friends but doesn't like to go out. Would your answer still be the 4 who likes to go out?
No, that would change it a little bit. Like, we don't always have to go out. I just want to be able to, like, do things, see different things, and, like, I don't want you to be awkward if we're out, and, yeah.
I'm going to go with guy number 1.
Okay.
Because I value being able to be out and meeting people and not stay home all the time.
Okay, would it change if guy number 2, who was the 8, maybe he just is a little bit more introverted and has, like, a couple friends but just doesn't really like to go out? Like, would that change your answer at all?
I guess it would change my answer is how flexible are they, and if they can do a give and take, then I would be open to that. But if someone is an absolutely no, I'm not going to do that ever, then that's not someone for me, looks or otherwise.
Okay. And for the 4, would you say that a guy who has a lot of friends and is really social and outgoing, does that make a guy more attractive to you?
It does. It does if you're also outgoing. I think that it's dependent on the person, and for me, I am an outgoing person, and so I would like to be with someone that's also outgoing, so that just aligns more with my personality type. But I don't think there's anything wrong with being more introverted or being more extroverted. I think it just depends on how do your personalities mesh.
Mm-hmm. And since you're more extroverted and outgoing, you would want someone who's kind of aligned with you on that.
Exactly.
Okay, makes sense. And the last one here is guy number 1, who is a professional athlete and doesn't have core values, morals, or life goals that align with yours, like religion, money, politics, fidelity in the relationship. Or guy number 2, who is an electrician and has core values, morals, and life goals that align with yours.
Every woman, these women, number 1, always number 1, because that's stature, that's money.
We're gonna go with guy number 2.
Guy number 2? Okay, so you care more about
Stop the
those core
cap.
values aligning.
Yes.
Number 2.
Yeah.
Stop the
So
cap.
easy. Again, I'm just I have some
Stop the
opinions,
cap.
and I need a man with opinions who gets it. I can't be like getting all passionate and all up on my soapbox for
Stop
a guy
the
just to be
cap.
like, oh, but none of that matters. Like, of course it matters. Everything matters to me. So many things matter.
Okay, so you want to be
I
aligned.
think
with
too
those
many
guys.
things matter to
Yes,
her.
I want to be aligned or at least like challenged or like
No.
Stop the cap.
Like like
Like
mentally
intel-
stimulated.
Yes, I was
Yeah.
gonna say stimulated, intellectually stimulated for sure. I can't be with someone who's just like every day is fun and nothing matters.
Stop the cap.
Guy number 2.
Then why do you
I know
want to
that's
live that
really
life?
Controversial, but at the end of the day, I think guy number 1 could be fun for a while, but nothing long term.
Right. And that's because you know, your relationship is based upon those core values and morals, and is that really great for long term? No.
Stop the cap.
Number 2. Yeah, there's no question.
Stop the cap.
Because I think I mentioned this earlier, but I am very much like, I do want to start a family and get married one day. And starting a family
Stop the
with me
cap.
is obviously raising children. And if we're raising kids,
Stop the
and
cap.
our values don't align, then our kids, you know, it just wouldn't work. It wouldn't work for me. So yeah, number 2.
I would never date a pro athlete because I know
Stop
I have a
the
girlfriend
cap.
in every city. So I would
Whoa,
definitely
whoa,
choose
whoa,
the
whoa, what?
electrician.
What?
No, it just wouldn't work.
So I would definitely.
Yeah, there's no question. Core values are, because I think I mentioned this
The
earlier.
fuck
but
did
I am
she
very
just
much like,
say?
I do want to start a family and get married one day. And starting a family with me entails obviously raising children. And if we're raising kids and our values don't align, then our kids, you know, it just wouldn't work. It wouldn't work for me. So yeah, number 2.
I would never date a pro athlete because I know they have a girlfriend in every city. So I would definitely choose the electrician.
Stop
for
the
me,
cap.
the job title doesn't really matter. It's, you know, what
Stop
you're
the
doing
cap.
with your life and how you treat
Bullshit.
people.
Stop the cap.
Those sort of things are more important.
Stop the cap.
Okay, so aligning with him on other things is more important than what he does for a living or how much money he makes.
Absolutely, because
cap.
if you have no core values, if you don't have the same morals as somebody, it's never going to work.
And one of the earlier questions, you chose the lawyer because you thought that you'd have more in common. You're not giving that same vibe for the professional athlete. What's the difference there?
I feel like it's because with the professional athlete, it's not necessarily their career. It's like more so what they're doing with it. Like if you're constantly in the public eye, if you're constantly being scrutinized by people and, you know, you have this image you have to uphold, it's really hard to be in a relationship with somebody like that because they're...
Because it's competition. Because it threatens you. Because you are not the 10 that you think you are. That's why.
Sought out by so many people that it's impossible for them to be exclusive. I mean, like you hear all the time about those people that cheat on their spouses and then they end up divorced. I don't want to deal with that. It's not saying that, like, you know, job type. Yes, like I
She doesn't want to deal with that unless it benefits her.
did earlier say I chose a lawyer because I felt like I would have more in common with them just because of my education. But morally, that's what's important when you're going to choose somebody. Like if I was given like the option between like somebody that's got the same morals as me and somebody who's like extremely educated like a lawyer, I would definitely pick the person that's got the morals because that's what matters.
Stop
You know,
the
at the end
cap.
of the day, do you align with religion? Do you align with family values? Do you align with how you treat people and how you treat each other?
Stop the cap.
Electrician that has things that align with mine. And I do want to point out, because I think this is really, really important, we don't have to align on everything. I think that having things that you disagree on kind of opens you up to the world a bit more. So for me, that's good, but core things like morals, very, very important.
And then what about things like religion and politics? Would you say that those are two things that are really important?
I'm fucking over it. I'm over it. I'm over her. I'm over them.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For
I agree.
real.
I agree. I agree. I wholeheartedly agree.
Depends on how far on the spectrum you are. I like people.
She likes men who are on the autism spectrum. Ugh. The toxicity. Oh. Alright. We'll do this real quick and we'll done. I wanted to show when monsters attack. When monsters attack.
What do you do for a living? I'm a fucking therapist. How much should a guy earn for you to date him? 500k, close to $1 million. If he doesn't, I'm not gonna say yes. Do you hear me? How much should a guy pay for an engagement ring? He needs to pay again. 500. He gets paid every year. 500. He saves that towards the ring.
He gets paid 500 every year. What? Spoken from a woman who has no concept of money or taxes or work. All she knows is this item goes in my mouth. She knows this looks like food. I eat that.
If he doesn't, he's gonna get a no and it's gonna be embarrassing.
I think that you are in for a lifetime of no's. Shocked? Are you shocked?
Was your girlfriend? Woof.
This is, if they made Home Alone, a new Home Alone right now, they would use her picture for Buzz's girlfriend.
What car do you want a guy to drive to pick you up? I want a Mercedes. It must be black. Black. And it must be what's it called? A QVB. QVB. Some, like a hump. You know what I mean.
I don't know what she means. I have no idea.
Martin.
And Aston Martin. There's a reason why fucking people in the United States don't have Aston Martins, is because they're insanely expensive to maintain. More so than a Ferrari. More so than a McLaren. More so than a Lamborghini. A reason why people don't have Aston Martins. And that's another thing too, fucking Aston Martin. Delusions, dude.
I'm a Toyota Corolla. So she can do Uber driving. What's the benefit of dating you?
There will always be food around. That is the benefit of dating her.
Benefit of dating me is you're always gonna have a fucking good time, my friends.
Yikes. Yikes. Just take all that in. Drink it up. This is the product of telling somebody who's genetically and completely inferior that they are the best thing in the world. This is what happens when you lie to somebody and tell them lies. They become monsters. It's like telling a really dumb person that they are the smartest human being in the world, and they always will be. And if they've heard that their entire life, they're not going to know any better. They're not going to know any better.
If you want to come out with me, you're gonna have a good time.
I do not want to go out with you. I do not want to have a good time. That would make me not want to have a good time ever. Terrifying. Terrifying and delusional. Second episode out of the way. I'll be back on Friday with Diablo, and then again we'll do the Saturday night show. I'm thinking Saturday nights, Monday nights. We'll do the show, Dr. Foil. We didn't have any calls today, which is okay. It's Monday. Everybody, thanks for coming out. I appreciate you. Thanks for the conversation. Jax, Ninja, everyone that came out, Flood, all of them. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Everyone have a good night, and I will see you guys Saturday.